Good morning. Welcome to Weller Does Delmarva. Jim Weller off today. I'm Dan Gaffney, and we're live here on television, 7 in the morning. We're inside Smith's Cafe, which is inside Delmarva Teen Challenge in Seaford, Delaware, right on Route 13 in the northbound lane. This is our regular broadcast spot for the last several weeks and several more to come. Smith's Cafe. Here it is. This is a Smith's Cafe gift card. Don't leave home without it. Look at that. And we're enjoying a breakfast here. How about a mac and cheese omelet? That was a special omelet they made this one. I had it. It's delicious. Macaroni and cheese omelet with bacon. So hats off to Smith's Cafe for doing such a great job. If you want to come and see us, we're here live until 10 o'clock, and we'll be joined by the radio audience on Delaware 105.9 coming up in just a few moments. So not only here on television, but on radio. You can listen in your car on the way out here. Speaking of car, if your car needs repair, you need some sort of automobile service, Walls Service Center, our sponsor, and we're going to get Colin Walls on the air in just a moment. Also, coming up on the show today, Bill Anderson from Dry Zone. We'll talk about waterproofing your crawl space in your basement. Also, foundation repair, some of the work they do. Jim Martin from the ACE Center in Seaford will be with us. His incredible work with homeless and those with addiction problems and just life crisis. He sees a lot of amazing things in Sussex County. We'll talk with him. Kevin Short will be here today from Mid-South Audio, a great business in Georgetown. He does work all over the country in professional sound, stage, lighting, and recording studio. He's a musician, a great singer in his own right, but he's here probably to talk about Mid-South Audio. They're really great. And later in the broadcast, Ray Bivens of the Delaware State Parks talking about the Boobacue. That'll be right here. But first, let's get Colin on the air. Colin Walls, owner of Walls Service Center in Milford. Colin, good morning.
Good morning. And Walls Service Center will be open today. Next weekend is our weekend off. You know, we've been closing one weekend a month at Walls Service Center.
Well, all right. You give your staff a little break.
That's exactly what it is. And we're trying to coordinate it with, different events that are going on. So next week we're going to be closed. It is the Sea Witch Parade. So we're going to do that. We're going to be at the Sea Witch Parade, and that's next week. But this week, we will be open. So if you need anything done, work done to your car, whether it's a simple bulb change, if you just need your lights checked, or if you need something major done, we can take care of it at Walls Service Center, so give us a call. We're a fourth-generation auto repair shop. We've been around since 1958. My grandfather started the business, and I'm the third generation, and my son Colin is the fourth. And, we're just kind of carrying on the tradition that it started as giving good quality service, good quality workmanship, good quality parts, and taking care of our customers the way they should be taken care of.
So. And I can attest to that. I mean, it's just a garage. I don't want to say old-fashioned garage, but in a sense it is.
Old-fashioned service, but we've got all the modern technologies,
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people might wonder about that. They have a newer car. Do they have to go to the dealer for everything? And no, if you're not in warranty, why you don't have to do that, right?
Yeah, and we pay attention to the cars too. So if there's something that we believe would be under warranty, or we even think could just remotely be possible that it's under warranty, we're going to let you know about it and say, hey, this could be under your factory warranty. So let's have the dealership check this out to be sure.
And speaking of warranty, let's talk about, or maybe you can again address the warranty you provide on new parts. That you put in.
Yeah, so the minimum warranty you're going to get at Walls Service Center is a 15-month, 15,000-mile warranty. And there's warranties on specific parts that are even longer than that, all the way up to a lifetime warranty. So, that's a great warranty, but we've also got a nationwide warranty. So if anywhere you're traveling in the United States, if you break down and it's due to a failure of a part or something that we installed, you're going to be covered nationwide. And it's a very simple process. We actually just learned about this process. We've been signed up for this nationwide warranty for like 3 years, and we actually got to test it the first time. I was hoping to never have to test it, but that sometimes parts do fail. We actually tested it. It was a great experience. We contacted the customer and, asked how their experience was with it. They said everything went smoothly and just like it should. It was no hassle other than the car was broken down on them. And it just worked very, very well. So anyway, Wall Service Center, you're going to get all those things there. Just need to give us a call, 422-8110. You can go to wallservicecenter.com on the web, or stop in 220 Northeast Front Street, downtown Milford. Check out downtown Milford while you're there. Have a walk around. Check out all the shops and the great restaurants and all the activities we have going on there in Milford.
Right. You do a great job, and it is a great place to go to get your automobile fixed. And much of this broadcast also, I might say, thanks to Colin Walls and his catchitlive.com business that he runs as well. But right now we're talking about where to take your car. Coming up, we're going to be joined by the radio audience at Delaware 1059. And then we will also talk about the Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival. The Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival, a great thing, and stick around for that. Hold on, please. And we're live on Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney filling in for Jim Weller. And good morning, Delaware 1059 and My Cozy TV. Great to have you here. This is Jim Weller's show number 215. And that's 215 shows on radio, Delaware 1059, 215th show of Weller Does Delmarva. It is the 93rd show on also on My Cozy TV. And it's the 11th week in a row we are broadcasting here at Smith's Cafe. And so where is here? Smith's Cafe is in Seaford, Delaware, right on Route 13 in the northbound lane in the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift shop. And this used to be where the Food Lion is. And it is a very big store, a great restaurant. I already told our television audience about the mac and cheese omelet is one of the specials. They have a full menu, but they also do great specials on Saturday. But mac and cheese omelet is one of them. That's delicious. We're going to tell you about a great local event, a real piece of Americana and a real fun thing for all to see. It's the Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival. And after we take a break here, we're going to let Jim tell you about Professional Power Wash. We're going to learn about the Greenwood Fall Festivals, Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival. We'll do that right after this.
Hey everybody, it's me again. I just want to remind you, Smith's Cafe always has specials on Fridays, Friday mornings, 10% off for any healthcare providers all day long. Just be prepared to show your ID if you would. Also Saturdays today, kids eat free up till noon. With every paying adult, a child eats free. So anyway, you want to make sure you check that out too. They've got daily specials, lunch, breakfast, dinner, and also like their Facebook page if you would. And don't forget, if you want a good dessert, they've got made from scratch cakes and pies, and they also serve the Frozen Farmer Field Fresh cold treats, okay? Ice cream and so on. So, want to go ahead and tell you about my friend Scott Sockrider. We're going to play his commercial here in just a minute, but I want to just remind you, here's a promo code. If you watch this commercial and you need some power washing done, you give Scott a call, and he will give you 15% off if you just mention that you heard the ad on Weller Does Delmarva, okay? So here's the commercial, and you all have a good weekend. Take it away, guys. Bye.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and I am live at Fine Day Farms, my house. This is where I live. My wife Denise told me it is time to get the green slime off the house. So what did I do? Picked up the phone. Who did I call? My good friend Scott Sockrider. He owns a business. Look him up on Facebook, Power Washing Delaware. Like his page while you're at it. This dude's been doing power washing for over 14 years. Now take a look. He's got a couple different trucks here, but you can see Scott's right there, and he's got his other man with him, and they're just doing a good job. He's an honest man, been doing this for over 14 years. He's licensed, he's insured, he's completely self-contained. His phone number is 302-858-9568. That's 858-9568. Power Washing Delaware on Facebook. Like his page there. Online, it's theprofessionalpowerwash.com. Good man, honest man, do you a good job, give him a call. 302-858-9568. Scott Sockrider, he'll clean whatever you need cleaned. See ya. Bye.
Well, I am live here on Weller Does Delmarva with Sheldon Swartzentruber, and we are going to talk about something coming up in a couple of weeks. It's the Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival, and it's November 4th. Sheldon, tell me, good morning, by the way. How are you?
Good morning. Good to see you.
Tell me a little bit about the Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival and your involvement, why you're involved.
Yeah, I'm involved in it. I went to school there, graduated from there, and now I serve on the board. Part of the school's fundraisers, we do a lot of fundraisers to keep our tuition rates low, and the fall auction is one of the fundraisers that we do every year. Been doing it for 20 plus years to raise money for the school.
It's a kind of a 20 years, obviously. It's a known event. Tell me what the day looks like for those who want to visit Greenwood Mennonite School that day.
Well, it starts off at 7 o'clock with an all-you-can-eat breakfast, which is always a pretty popular thing. A lot of people come just for breakfast and then go do their normal Saturday activities.
And that helps out as well, right? If you come in just by the breakfast, you're already helping.
That's great. That's great. And like I said, it's all you can eat with pretty much any kind of breakfast food you can imagine. All the baked goods, the typical Sussex County breakfast, scrapple.
Very good. And then if you want to make a day of it, what comes next after the breakfast?
I think around 9 o'clock the auction starts, and we have all different types of things for sale that people have donated. We have a lot of new items that companies, businesses have donated. A wide variety of things.
Are you able to give us a few of the items?
A few of them would be, that I have on the list here this morning. We have some, deer stands for hunters that are coming up. We have a lot of people give weekend vacations. They'll own a condo or a cabin somewhere, and they'll give a week that people can purchase. Maybe a boating trip. Some people have boats, and they'll offer a day boating trip. A lot of different things. A catered surf and turf meal for 8. Some of our people are doing that.
Hey.
So you bring 7 of your friends, and they'll fix you up with a nice seafood and steak dinner.
Nice.
So one interesting one I saw here, the local barber in Bridgeville is offering his services. So if anyone needs some hair work done, he would
pretty nice.
Be willing to do that.
Well, it's nice not only that you can get it at auction, but that the barbershop decides, I'll help out Greenwood Mennonite School
Exactly.
and give my services.
Yeah, we should buy that for Jim.
Yeah, Jim Weller would love a barber service.
Yeah. There's one here called a hydro massage. I'm not sure what that is. It conjures up lots of images, but
that's right.
So anyway,
first thing I thought of was a fire hose. That's the first thing I thought of. If you did word association, hydro massage, fire hose. That's a massage, all right.
So a lot of different things, a lot of unique things. We also have quilts there that are available for purchase.
Nice.
So just a wide variety of things. The auction usually starts around 9. We're usually done by 3 or 4. So it's a great day.
November 4th on the grounds of the Greenwood Mennonite School, which you might want to tell people where that is. It's in Greenwood.
It's in Greenwood, and it's obviously on the Mennonite School Road, which is kind of convenient. Right. But the school has been there this is our 90th year in continuous operations. So
that is really great, and lots of local business people and others went to school there. It's kind of interesting, right?
Exactly.
Run into a lot of people that say, I went to Greenwood Mennonite School.
Yeah.
And not just the folks who are of the Mennonite community, if you would, but lots of folks go there, right?
Yeah, probably 60% of our students are from what we say non-Mennonite background. So
I gotcha. So what's the attraction of the school? You could probably speak to this a little bit about the school itself. You're on the board. What's the attraction of an education at Greenwood Mennonite School?
Well, we're a small school. We have around 200 students, pre-K through 12. So what a lot of people want to say is, they have their whole family there. They're not switching from the high school to the middle school
in one building.
It's all in one building.
Right.
And we have a lot of activities where the high school will actually help the elementary. In other words, help some of the students with some of their studies, tutoring, that type of thing. So it's kind of a neat family feel.
Right.
You know, like I said, we've been around for close to 90 years, and it's great. It really is great.
If you're looking for private education for your children, for one reason or the other, whatever it may be, you should certainly investigate Greenwood Mennonite School. And I think people could just probably call and make an appointment with the school, meet the principal,
absolutely.
meet Mr. Miller, and take a look around.
We also have a web page if you want to go there. It's GMS Flames. Flames is our kind of our symbol, I guess. So.
The GMS Flames.
Yeah. And there's also some information on there about the auction.
Okay,
So,
which is coming up November 4th. That's the real reason that we have Sheldon Swartzentruber here today, is to talk about the auction, because if you want to really get down and deep into a good local organization, this is where you need to go on November 4th, Greenwood Mennonite School Road in the Greenwood area, if you want to just put that in your GPS.
Yep.
And learning about education at school, gmsflames.com, I guess, or .org. Or,
Yep.
Look, Google it. That's Google is our friend,
There
Sheldon.
you go. We
They'll
also
help.
have a Facebook page, so you can find us there, too.
Okay,
So,
very good. What else do you want to say about being on the board and being involved? You went to school there.
I did, yeah.
Do you have any children that ever went there?
I do. I have 2 children that went to school there. Actually, my son is the athletic director there now, and my daughter is the receptionist. So it's kind of a family deal for us.
That is cool. So you're involved. Talk a little bit about the athletics. That's important to a lot of people.
In the last several years, like I said, my son is there. He was hired as a full-time athletic director. It's the first time the school has had a full-time athletic director. So he oversees all the sports activities. Actually, last night we played our last volleyball game, and we're number 1 in our conference. So we won the championship.
Congratulations.
So that's an exciting thing for the school.
And if people don't know who Sheldon Swartzentruber is, maybe you could tell us a little bit about your business, if you would.
Yeah, I own and operate Delmarva Roofing, and right there in Greenwood. Actually, our office is just less than a mile from the school, so kind of grew up right there.
You do all kinds of roofing, commercial and residential?
Mostly commercial.
Mostly commercial?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
Like
all.
flat roofs?
Flat roofs, yep.
Like what, shopping centers and
Shopping
things?
centers, warehouses, fast food restaurants.
All right.
Most roofs that have the flat roofs, we don't do any kind of shingle work on residential. So
Okay, there you go. I stand corrected on that. What are some of the big problems that happen with flat roofs? Like in a building like this, we're in a commercial building. It used to be a grocery store. It's part of a strip shopping center. This is probably pretty typical kind of roof you would work on.
We actually did this roof.
Did you?
So,
all right. Well, I noticed that it's not leaking.
It's not leaking. Well, it's not raining either, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, but you know what? You look at the ceiling tiles up here, and they're all clean. There's no yellow up there.
But no, most flat roofs, the big issue is water tends to stand on roofs, and that
ponding.
creates problems.
Yeah.
Ponding. So, but no, the roofing industry has come a long way in the last, 15, 20 years.
Is it a rubber?
Yeah, we install a lot of rubber. All the systems that we install are white, reflective, as far as energy savings with air conditioning and that type of thing.
It's not going to absorb the heat. Is it?
Exactly.
It's going to reflect it away, which does help. I
yeah.
bet that it has a considerable with this much square footage.
Makes a big difference. Really? In fact, it seems like we're finally catching on. I don't know if you've noticed a lot of school buses now have white tops.
I do notice that.
That didn't used to be that way.
That's for the same reason.
The same reason, yeah.
Pretty interesting. Well, Delmarva Roofing.
Yes.
Commercial roofing, mostly and primarily. You should get a hold of them, right?
Yep.
I've seen your commercials.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
See your crew out there. It looks like you do a great job. Well, listen, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Good to be here. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Sheldon Swartzentruber with Greenwood Mennonite School Fall Festival coming up November 4th. Sheldon, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Weller does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney live inside Smith's Cafe, Route 13 in Seaford. And Jim is away, but we have him through the magic of recording. Here's Jim to tell us about Jerry's Lawn Care.
Hey, I want to talk about Jerry's Lawn Care, okay? Jerry's Lawn Care. Jerry Santoro is a good man, local man, family man, been in business in our community over 10 years. And you say, well, what kind of services does he provide? Listen, first of all, he does lawn care, lawn maintenance, whether you need something reseeded, you want your grass cut, you're planning on who's going to take care of things next year, now be a good time to make a deal with Jerry, okay? He also installs irrigation systems. He also winterizes irrigation systems. He sells firewood, hardwood, seasoned hardwood, split and delivered, or you can pick it up. He's in the Greenwood area. Either way, he has firewood. Now, another thing he does is he does tree work. He cuts down trees. He trims up trees. He can grind up stumps. He can dig up stumps. He can clear a lot. Like if you've got a lot that you need cleared, he can do that. So Jerry Santoro does many things. He also sells and installs pavers, okay? So you give him a call and ask him if he can help you with your project. He's honest, he's fair, he'll do what he says he'll do, and you can depend on him. His name is Jerry, and his phone number is 363-6025. 363-6025. It's JLC-LLC.com on the web. Give him a call, tell him I sent you. He'll do a good job for you. Also, Smith's Cafe, don't forget, if you're having a birthday and you have 8 people or more, they will supply the cake for free. Got to let them know ahead of time, but if you're having a birthday and you want to have a birthday dinner at Smith's Cafe, you let them know ahead of time, and they will supply the cake as long as you have 8 people or more come to the party, okay? So you would give them a call at 990-5711. I call it 990-5711, okay? And also the Weller's discount cards, if you want one, they're going fast and they're free. Okay, they're good from now till the end of the year. You can see what's on them. You can go to Wellers.com, see all the different discounts that are on there, and stop by Wellers in Bridgeville and get yours for free. They're not $10. They're free while supplies last, okay? Other than that, take it away, Dan. Enjoy yourself, and I will see you. Bye.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm already enjoying myself. Before we started the broadcast today, I was given the Smith's Cafe menu, and then she told me the specials, and I heard that. Ready for this? They've had a crazy omelet special every week that I've been here, and this is my 3rd week filling in for Jim Weller. And today it was a macaroni and cheese omelet with your choice of meat in the macaroni and cheese.
How was that?
It was great, Brooks. I actually did bacon, so it was bacon mac and cheese omelet.
That sounds really good.
It was really great with home fries and rye toast. So, but man, I'll tell you what, the food here is great. And if you're getting pancakes or French toast, they have several different, I know this is just a minor thing, but they have several different types of syrup, including 100% maple syrup by request. Somebody here was getting sugar-free syrup. They even have the old King syrup. But if you're a 100% maple syrup guy, like I am, it's hard to find that. You don't see it generally, but they do have it here at Smith's Cafe. Inside Delmarva Teen Challenge, and it's in this shopping center. Well worth a visit. A very unique setup. I highly encourage you stop by and see it. Route 13 in the northbound lane. It's if you're going north, just past where not far from where Grotto is, but you'll see a sign, Delmarva Teen Challenge Thrift Store, largest thrift store I've seen inside here. It's like the Kmart size thrift shop, really. It really is. And inside that, Smith's Cafe, a full, modern, large, full-service restaurant, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. That's where we are. We'll be back in a moment. Here is Jim Weller for L&W Insurance.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and the show sounds fantastic. Sorry I couldn't be with you, and I want to encourage you to come on out. Get up right now And come on out to Smith's Cafe. Saturdays, kids eat free up till noon, okay? Also, they have specials every day of the week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Their food is just great. If you've never been here, it's inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. If you've never been there, that's where the Food Lion Shopping Center used to be in Seaford. So it's a great thrift store. It's got a great made-from-scratch home cooking restaurant right inside of it. Smith's has been around a long time, and they do it right. So if you're hungry, come on down. If you're not hungry, enjoy some good food anyway. And listen, Wednesdays, 10% off on all seniors 62 and older, okay? 10% off for breakfast, 10% off for lunch, 10% off for dinner, okay? It's like the trifecta. You can eat 3 times on Wednesday and save 10% each time at Smith's Cafe, okay? So anyway, check them out, and if you would let them know you heard about the show on Weller Does Delmarva, we'd appreciate it, okay? We'd appreciate it. All right, now let's talk about L&W Insurance Agency. People say, Jim Weller, you talk too much and you're too excited about buying insurance. Well, look, it's a fact of life, friends. We've all got to have insurance, but there's nothing like a good insurance agency, okay? And L&W is like a mini army of people. So when you buy car insurance or health insurance or life insurance or homeowners, business insurance, liability insurance, whatever kind of insurance you need, personal or business, they can help you out. Now, you might be listening and saying, Jim, I'm fully insured. I got it at 1-800, I don't know what. But anyway, I want to let you know that they give you a little more service than you're going to get at those 800 numbers. They're real people that do business in your community. They live here, they bank here, they work here, they buy here, they shop here, and they're here for you if and when you have a claim. That's the big thing with L&W. They get involved and they work between you and the insurance company so you don't feel alone and so that you feel like somebody cares because they do. So it's L&W Insurance Agency, 856-7828. Give them a call. See if what you got is the right insurance for what you need. 856-7828, lwinsurance.com on the web. Tell them I sent you if you would. And other than that, enjoy the good food at Smith's Cafe. All right, I'll be back with you in a little bit. Stay tuned. Here's Dan Gaffney. Take it away. See ya. Bye.
Thank you, Jim Weller. And we have Brooks Ritter from Weller's with us, actually the business Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. And before the radio audience takes a break, let's spend a little bit of time and talk about Weller's. What do you have going on, Brooks?
Oh, we are getting ready for the end of the year. We've got a big push trying to, we've got some goals set for the end of the year, so we're trying to see what we can do to accomplish that. And I was just happened to take a look over here. We got a few of our crew here getting ready to fuel up, get ready for work. We got Brandon and Terry and George over there. So love to talk to one of them if they'd come over, but you know they're going to probably hide.
Well, they have to get fueled up here with a mac and cheese omelet.
Yes,
right,
or
the
crab omelet. That's really good.
Is that what you? That's what you ordered?
That's what I had. Oh, it's amazing. But we have got lots of great bargains at the store. We are looking to move as many trailers as we can between now and the end of the year. So come on in. We'll take you out, show you what we have. And a lot of things are on sale, but if there's something we can do to help get you a better deal, then we'll do that. We'll get Terry involved and see what we can do and go from there. We have open trailers, we have enclosed trailers, we have dump trailers, so aluminum trailers, steel trailers. So we have all kinds of units on the ground and ready to go. So
and within that group of this kind of trailer, that kind of trailer, all sorts of variety, right?
Oh yeah, and look, Terry's over here now.
Yeah, Terry has. We got about 40 seconds left before we take a radio break. But hey, how you doing?
How you doing, Dan?
Good, man. What's hot over at Weller's today?
Everything's hot at Weller's. We're having a fabulous year, and now we're also in the season where we're basically almost giving stuff away. You need to come by. I don't want Jim,
especially when Jim's not here.
Yeah, well, I was getting ready to say I need to rephrase that. I don't want to hear you. Hopefully, Jim didn't hear that.
Right.
But today, Jason is gone. I'm by myself. So what we're trying to do is just take and move some trailers.
Tell you what we're going to do. Taking a break here. We'll be back. The radio audience is taking a break. Television is hanging right there. We'll be back. This is Weller Does Delmarva. All right. And we continue on here on My Cozy TV. So you were saying, I had to take a radio break
No
there.
problem.
You were saying.
So we're in the process today. You come by and see me. I'm going to work you out the best deal you can. We're trying to get as many trailers on the road that we can. We want everywhere when I ride around, I want to see the Weller's sticker.
I was just going to ask you about that. I notice now myself, now that I talk to Jim all the time, I do the same thing. I'm looking at the trailers, see if they bought it at Weller's.
Yeah, I do the same thing more than I ever did before. And I'm like, my wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just looking to make sure that they got the deal from Weller's, not from anybody else. Because when you get the deal from Weller's, it kind of accounts for what we're doing here at Weller's. If we saturate the market with it, no one else is going to have a chance. And that's what it's all about in this market."
Awesome. Thanks. Good to see you,
All right,
man.
thank you.
Thank you very much. We have Colin Walls coming up. He is going to talk to us about Walls Service Center. Walls Service Center is in Milford, Delaware. I actually take vehicles to Walls, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. He just wants you to do the same thing as well. And it may not be close to you. Maybe you're not near the Milford area. Don't let that stop you. You can kind of talk to them over the phone. They can carve out a bit of time to do some work on your car or check it out, and then spend some time in Milford while you're there, right?
Yeah, well, definitely spend some time in Milford while you're there. I want to encourage everybody also to get down here to Smith's Cafe in Seaford, inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge, the old Food Line building here. It's worth taking the time to look for it and find where it is and get some breakfast. And let them know you heard about it on Weller Does Delmarva, or just drop Jim Weller's name. I'm sure you'll get some kind of great deal. Anyway, Wall Service Center is open today. We'll be open at 8 o'clock, and we're taking appointments. So anything you need done to your car, from a simple bulb change on up to replacing an engine or a transmission, we can take care of it at Wall Service Center. We've been in business for 59 years, and
That's a long time.
That's what everybody says when you think about a car, an auto repair shop. 59 years, really? Wow. And there's a couple other around. Good strong auto repair shops around on the peninsula here. But we're one of the ones that's been around for a long, long time. So stop in, give us a call. Go to our website. Whatever you got to do, just get your car into Wall Service Center, and we'll get it taken care of for you. So I mentioned bulb change. Those are things you can do without an appointment. You can just stop right in.
Like, I know I got a light on. It's telling me one of them's out, or a brake light or something.
Yep. Just stop in.
No
and
appointment.
Exactly. We can take care of them. Now, there are some cars that you do need an appointment to change a headlight, believe it or not. You actually have to pull the front bumper off to replace a headlight, or sometimes you got to pull an inner fender out.
Why don't you tell everybody what car that is?
Yeah,
so we don't ever buy it.
Jim knows what car it is because he owns one.
Okay.
Some of the Chevy Malibus or the Impalas, some Saturns, and some of the Chevrolet and the GMCs. You've actually got to pull the inner fender out to do so.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever it is, we can take care of it at Wall Service Center. 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web.
Thank you very much. We are live at Smith's Cafe. This is Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney filling in for Jim. Thank you for listening here on Delaware 105.9 and watching on My Cozy TV. Jim is away, but we still hear from him. Let's do that right now, Brooks.
Okay, everybody, it's me again, just reminding you we're doing the show live right here, right now in Smith's Cafe in Seaford. It's located where the Food Line Shopping Center used to be. It's a really nice, all new, it just opened up the first of this year, good, made-from-scratch home cooking, whether you want breakfast, whether you want lunch, whether you want dinner, whether you want dumplings, whether you want a crab cake, maybe you want shrimp, maybe you want a made from scratch, not frozen burger. They have a salad bar. They've got great breakfast, French toast, scrambled eggs. They've got the crab omelet. They've got a lot of nice breakfast specials, okay? And they don't have just scrambled eggs. They've got all kinds of eggs. So anyway, they've got toast, they've got bread, they've got butter, they've got free napkins, free salt and pepper, well lit, very clean, nice restrooms. Great place to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and they always have breakfast specials, lunch specials, dinner specials. On top of that, if you like their Facebook page, you can keep up to date on everything. It's called Smith's Cafe. Check them out. And again, today is Saturday till noon. Kids eat free. Every paying adult can bring one child and let that child eat for free. Okay. Are you ready for this next commercial? Here it is, Peninsula Chiropractic Center. This is our friend, Dr. T and Dr. Bud. Dr. Trillia owns the business, been in business over 30 years. He's a good man. He does a great job, and I love dealing with him. He will get the kinks out. So whether you need chiropractic care, maybe you need a good, solid therapeutic massage, it's like a wellness center. So there's Dr. T and Dr. Bud. They're both really good, great personalities. They spend time with you. They talk to you, not at you. They listen to you, and they care about you. So if you've been to a chiropractor before and not got the results you were hoping, check out Peninsula Chiropractic Center. If you have never been to a chiropractor and you want to check them out, feel free to do so. They accept most insurances, and if you have a question about insurance, what's covered, what's not, call and ask for Joyce, and she'll give you all the details before they do anything. And listen, here's a special offer just for my listeners. If you give a call to 629-4344, 629-4344, and say, hey, I heard about you on Jim Weller's show. Weller Does Delmarva. I would like to take advantage of this free offer. And here's what it is. You give a call and say you heard about it on the show, and he will meet with you. One of the two doctors will have a meeting with you to discuss if chiropractic care can help what you're trying to accomplish, okay? Because chiropractic's not for everybody, but if it works wonderfully. So you give a call, tell them about you heard it on the show, and they will give you a free consultation. No deductible, no copay, no cost, a free consultation just to see if they can do what you need and if they are a good fit. And if not, maybe they'll give you some advice on which way you should go with what you got. Okay, 629-4344, 629-4344, and it works best dialed in that order. On the web, it's peninsulachiroCenter.com, and if you would like them on Facebook, they would appreciate that too. Other than that, that's it. I'm turning the show back over to everybody. So take it from here, Dan, and I'll see you. Bye.
Just a quick update to tell you how to follow this show on Facebook. Jim Weller wants me to remind you, Weller Does Delmarva. It's also streaming online. Go to the Jim Weller page. That's the Jim Weller from Delaware. Jim would love you to friend request him. And go to the Weller Does Delmarva page. Weller's Utility Trailers. If you're in the market for utility trailers, that's your thing. You want to know about what they sell, go to that Facebook page. Weller's Sheds and Carports. Delaware Low Digit Surf Tags. Wednesday, Jim and Colin Walls do a show together called Live with Walls and Weller. You can go to that Facebook page. And I also want to tell you about Delaware Storage, Sheds, Garages, and Carports, which is another whole division of Weller's Utility Trailers, and you can find them on Facebook as well. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Bill Anderson, the owner of Dry Zone, your crawl space could be costing you money and then some, and we'll find out why right after this.
Howdy, howdy, folks. It's Jim Weller again. And listen, I want to brag on no-nonsense office machines. My good friend Rick Fowler, he'll take good care of you. In fact, he's probably in the office now if you give him a call. And if you would do that just to say good morning and thank him for supporting the show, we would appreciate it. His phone number, 856-7381, 856-7381. And you say, what in the world does a no-nonsense office machine do? I don't have a business. Well, that's okay. You don't have to have a business to deal with him. You can have a need for a laptop or a computer, a copier, a printer, a monitor, a keyboard, anything electronic, even gaming systems. He sells them new. He has them used. He stands behind what he sells. His service is great. He's an honest guy. His prices are right, and he's as competitive as anybody else. So listen, if you need anything in the electronics world, you owe it to yourself to check out No Nonsense Office Machines, just 2 miles east of the Circle in Georgetown, right next to Sports at the Beach Complex. Been in business for a long time. He's the owner, operator. His name is Rick Fowler. You can also friend him on Facebook. You can also like his business, which is No Nonsense Office on Facebook, and on the web, it's nononsenseoffice.com. Again, 856-7381. Give him a call right now and say howdy and see if there's anything he can do to help you out. All right, other than that, I'm going to go. Don't forget, on Mondays at Smith's Cafe, it's 10% off for teachers all day long, and kids eat free from 3 until close on Monday. All right, so other than that, that's it, and I'm going to leave you. So take care, and I will be back in a little bit with another commercial. I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Joining me here at Smith's Cafe on Weller Does Delmarva is Bill Anderson, who is the owner of Dry Zone. Bill, good morning. How are you?
How are you doing?
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It has been a while.
Since those early days when you and I first met, how many square feet of crawl space have you conditioned, do you think?
So we've actually, we've done over 3 million square feet.
Wait a minute, how many?
Over 3 million square feet.
How many acres is that?
It's like a little over 70 acres.
70. And that's just one house. No, I mean,
Right,
that's
yeah.
not it.
And that's just one division even.
Yeah,
So, I
no.
mean, that's just one of the things
That's
we
just
do.
one of the things you do. But we're going to talk about what does it mean to condition your crawl space?
Right. So, there's a lot of terms out there, and people say an encapsulated crawl space, so they're going to say it's conditioned. And, we kind of transcend a lot of that. So we actually talk about how we've redefined our industry.
All right, let's
Okay.
do it. Let's educate me, please.
The whole reason why you want to have these things done, number one, is because when you build a home, it's sitting on top of dirt, basically. I mean, it's not on the dirt, but it's actually, a few feet above the dirt, right?
Right.
And it's built with wood. And that wood is organic material, right? And
Yes.
it can decay with moisture and everything else and mold and all that other good stuff. So when we go in there, we take care of, it's basically 4 steps to fixing those crawl spaces.
Okay.
And the first step is you have to stop your groundwater seepage, right? So that's when you have active...
Because moisture comes up from the
moisture, but actual water too.
Right.
You'll see everybody throws a sump pump down in there, and they have hoses going out in their backyard, and they got to pump it out when it rains, and then you never really think about it.
Wow.
So you got to stop that first, right?
Okay.
And then
And you can do that.
We can, yeah, absolutely, yeah. We actually have pipes that's specifically made for us. A lot of times you'll see that black corrugated, that crinkly stuff
Yes.
that people use to extend gutters with and stuff like that, and that's not necessarily what you want to use.
Okay.
Because basically it comes in a roll and it's not flat, and anything that was once round isn't going to lay completely flat,
Right.
And
So you have things engineered specifically for this purpose.
Correct, yeah.
And built for this purpose. Okay, so that's step one. You want to get the moisture or the water.
out of it, yeah.
From coming out of there. And then what?
Right, so then we actually have to isolate the home from the damp earth.
Okay.
And that's where you talk about the big old pretty white liners that everybody sees,
Okay. Right, a barrier of some sort.
The barrier, and if here's the deal, if that thing's installed wrong, you could actually really do some damage to your home, because if you go up past the wood, well, now you're funneling all that moisture into the wood.
I'm sure you've seen that. Maybe do-it-yourselfers or companies that might not do this, full time or something.
Right, you look at stuff on, like YouTube or whatever, and you could actually be a brain surgeon, I guess, if you watch YouTube long enough. I
Right.
don't know if I'd want to actually have my brain operated on.
Yeah, same here.
But so yeah, it's there's a very specific way you want to do it, because you also want to make sure that you can actually inspect for termites and
Right.
stuff like that. Because if you cover everything up, you can't inspect for termites.
So properly installed. And then what about the you say the pretty white stuff that you're
Right.
putting down there? What is that's probably important as well. What kind of material it is and all that.
Right, yeah. So we use actually a product, and it's a branded product, and it's called Clean Space, and we're a dealer for basement systems who really actually invented this whole crawl space industry.
Okay.
They've been doing it since like 1984. So when you have this stuff, it's 7 different layers. It has different scrims that run inside of it. It's 20 mil thick. It's
20 mil
20
thick.
mil thick,
Okay.
which and
This isn't laying a sheet of plastic down. I mean,
it's not the stuff you buy from the box stores.
Yeah, no
it's
way.
just not. It's not going to, like when you're actually working in your crawl space, the plastic that the builders have to lay down, that stuff gets very brittle over time.
Yeah.
You know,
because it breaks down.
because it breaks down. There's a lot of acid in the soil and stuff like that. So.
So that's step 2, which
Right.
is a lot to step 2. But then what else do you
Right.
do?
So then you actually have to seal out the unconditioned air, right?
All right.
So you got to make sure the vents are blocked. You got to make sure that you have the right door. The sheet metal doors that the builders put in are great for keeping out cats. It's just not very good for keeping out moisture, right?
I get it. You don't want to do all this work and then have moisture get in right on top of that. So
Right.
sealing that off is key.
Yep.
And then you said there's a 4th step?
Yep, and then that's dehumidification. So, because you're never going to seal it up 100%.
Okay.
Because you're still going to have your house breathe, and that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the moisture that does get down in there, the air that does get down in there, we then condition it with a dehumidifier, and we actually take that moisture out of the air, and then the heat that actually, or the air that rises up through your home is very dry. right? And we say, when we talk about energy savings, and this is the time of year, I don't know about anybody else, but this is when I start looking at my electric bill.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't care in the summertime, my air conditioning bills are nothing.
Or when the heater comes on, you start thinking money. Like on those cold mornings,
Right.
you go, the heat came on. You're going, oh boy.
Right. That's exactly what you do.
Here
Yeah.
comes
'cause-
a big bill, right?
And, it costs you a whole lot more to heat and cool wet air than it does dry air. So dry air is much more efficient to heat and cool as it's
Okay.
going across the, the coils
And
of
so
your HVAC.
having your crawl space conditioned, how much can that save somebody?
So, we actually say you can actually save anywhere between like 10, 15% off your heating and cooling costs.
Okay.
Not the electric bill, just the heating and cooling costs.
Yeah, the heating and cooling portion of that.
But, one of your bigger savings is, you don't have moisture. Because like a lot of folks, they actually put their HVAC unit in their crawl space.
Wow.
Right?
Really?
So, you go down there, there's a great big old metal box that, you spend a lot of money heating and cooling stuff with.
Okay.
And it's constantly being bombarded by moisture.
Right.
And it's cold and you get nice warm air in there and it condenses on it. So it starts rusting out. And the next thing you know, the whole bottom falls out of the unit and you've got,
Look, Dry Zone has a showroom on Route 16 in Ellendale. And Route 16 Ellendale, and you can see all of this on display and how they do it right inside there. And it's really interesting. And the more I learn about it, the more sense it makes. The more jobs I've seen that they do, I'm always impressed. The question I got to ask you is, why are we still building houses without doing this during the construction process?
So, here's a good part. We actually are. The code book actually
starting
now
to-
allows it because for the longest time, it was illegal basically to condition your crawl space because you had to have these open vents in your crawl space.
And what happened? The science changed. Our knowledge base changed on what's really going on. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. We started talking to people, and not just us. Nationwide, companies like us started talking to the officials and started saying, "Listen, this doesn't make sense." And
Right.
you have different government organizations that started looking at it and said, "Okay, that doesn't make sense." So now they actually allow two different ways to build a home. You can have a vented crawl space or an unvented crawl space.
Okay.
And there's there's fairly specific things you have to do for code that actually says if you do it this way, you got to do it that way, and
But you can do this in the construction phase.
You can
Are
do this
more
in the-
builders getting hip to it?
They are, they it's nice to see. It used to kill us when you'd have this brand new house, like literally brand new house was still being painted, and we would be called out by the homeowner, and you'd go underneath, and the subfloor was completely just black with mold, and the joists were moldy.
Can
And
you that quickly?
think about it. You put a piece of wood outside. How long is it going to take to get mold on it? You know.
Exactly. We're talking about Dry Zone. And how can people reach you? Before I ask you about where you are today, you're at a couple of great shows if
Right.
people are out and about, but how can people reach you?
Right, so two different ways. You can obviously call the office, right? So that's 302-684-5034, or you can look at us online. So it's just simply dryzone.com.
All right, dryzone.com. Now, tell me where you are today. You like to go to various shows, home shows and other things. Where are you today?
Right, so we have two shows going on, and the first one is in the Cape and Lopin High School. Right. So that's the 55 Plus Expo. We also have Barry. He's actually Amy's at the 55 Plus Expo. So anybody wants to go see Amy, say hi. Anybody who wants to go see Barry, he's actually at 16 Mile Brewery. There's a big car show going on. So I heard there may be a rumor that Tony Stewart may or may not be there.
Right, they're having some sort of some sort of NASCAR driver type person.
Right.
Very cool. That's at 16 Mile Brewery. Harry Gant. Is that who it is? All right. So very cool. So see them. What are you going to learn about when you go to your booth at these shows?
So, the nice part about it is, Amy and Barry, they're both very educated. And, any questions you have in your home, like I said, we do more than crawl spaces, 'cause what we talked about this morning. But, if you have, unleveled sidewalks, if you have a pool deck that's failing, now's the time. Well, listen, now's the time to do it. You're not using your pool, right? So let's just get in there, raise what we have to do. So that way in the spring, you ain't got to worry about it anymore.
Right.
If you have a garage that's failing, if you have actually cracks in your walls, if you have a wet basement, we actually finish garages.
Okay.
So we finish basements, but, we use basically the same material. We can actually finish your garage because, A lot of folks in Delaware, we don't have basements, right? They don't build a lot of basements in
Right.
Delaware. So where's everybody's man cave at? So
Yeah, it could be the garage.
it could really be the garage. So, actually need to really look at some of our finished garages, and they're actually really cool. So
Right.
you can actually hose your car off in your garage, and the walls don't get wet because it's all inorganic. You can actually beat on them a little bit, like with a baseball bat, and they're not going to get ruined. It's actually, it's like a cement board that has this really nice coating on it.
And again, you can see this at their Route 16 Ellendale location. You have it all on display, and
Yeah.
you bring samples to people if they want to call you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have the samples. We have the books that get sent out. We have this whole packet that you receive when you call us. And
It's dryzone.com. Dryzone.com is the number. 684-5034 is the telephone number. 684-5034. We're talking with Bill Anderson, who's the owner of Dryzone, and I also understand that today is your birthday.
today is my birthday.
How about that? Happy birthday to you.
Thank you
I
so
did
much.
not know that. And that is a very exciting time. Do we have a special guest coming on? All right. Can you hear us, special guest? All right.
I can.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Weller speaking to Bill Anderson.
So I wanted to say good morning and didn't want to miss a great opportunity to be part of an awesome man celebration. And Bill, I hear it's your birthday today.
Well, thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Yes.
So, and I know that you like it when we bring a lot of attention to things. So I wanted to be part of a little birthday celebration. So happy birthday to Bill Anderson. And I appreciate your friendship and your support of our show. You've been one of the people that jumped on board right from the beginning and took a chance on us before we were even much of a show. And we really, really, really appreciate your support. So happy birthday. I think they got something for you.
Oh,
I
yikes.
think it's an airplane ticket to somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I
to
bet
where
it's-
you are. You look like maybe you're going to go join him.
I'll tell you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
he looks almost like he was on a cruise
So,
if you didn't see
I'm
that
more
little bit of
apologetic
land. So
today, so.
Yeah. What is that big orange thing behind you?
That's my solar panel I carry. That's the sun. It's I'm down here at Myrtle Beach. Where I work has this crazy policy. If you don't use your vacations, you lose them.
Right.
And the last thing I want is any trouble with my employer.
There you go.
On vacation.
All right. And
Happy birthday, Bill.
go ahead.
you
Why
so
don't
much,
you
Jim.
lead us in the song, Jim?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you.
oh gosh.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bill. Happy
I'm not
birthday
singing because we're
to
on
you.
television.
How's that?
Bill, happy birthday. We brought him a cake if you're listening on the radio. And make a wish.
All right.
Blow out the cake. He's making a wish now. Let's
Thank you very much. That's very nice.
Very good.
that. Wow.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Well, I'm going to leave you, Bill. Have a wonderful day and keep the team being such a great team.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
See ya. Bye-bye.
All right. Looks like you like birthdays about as much as I do.
Yeah, well, they were funner when you were like in your 20s. Now I'm 44, so
They're not as much fun. There you go. Looks like you got a great cake from Smith's Cafe, and that's a cool thing that we had a chance to do. If we could just kind of wrap up, business-wise, and just tell people, again, I hope you've learned the importance of the crawl space encapsulation. But remember, foundation repair, the redoing the basements, the garages, the lifting the concrete situation. What do you call that?
it's called poly-level.
Poly-level, where the whole sunken slab, it's tipped at the pool or the backyard or even just your sidewalk has gotten
Yeah, I mean,
uneven.
it's-
They poly-level and you don't have to tear it all up.
And you know what crazy is, like, most of the time in towns,
Yeah.
that sidewalk that sits in front of the houses, that's not in control of the state. That's yours.
Yes.
And if it's like, tipping and everything else and someone trips on it, that's your responsibility.
I know. And they require you to maintain your sidewalk in front of the house, and this is a good way to do it if you have uneven slabs, or your slab is sunken and the neighbor's isn't, and you got to move it up a little.
Because concrete replacement's a pain. I mean, we're doing it at the barn. We had to tear out a big old piece like in the loading dock in the back, and we're actually pouring a concrete, and
Right.
that is a pain in the rear end. It really is. It's if it could have just if it was sinking, I could have just simply raised it with poly weed, been in and out of there in like a few hours, as opposed to like this thing's taking me like the last week and a half.
Right. So using the poly level system is a great thing to do. Bill Anderson, good to see you again. Have fun. See them at the 55 Plus show, Cape Henlopen High School. Also see them at that awesome car show and the breast cancer event in Georgetown at 16 Mile Brewery on Bedford Street, both locations. You'll see the Dry Zone people there. If you want to learn more, sign up to get an appointment. Go to dryzone.com or call 684-5034. And happy birthday again.
Thank you very much, Dan. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Good to
it.
talk to you. We are live at Smith's Cafe for Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney here. And now let's hear Jim Weller talking to us about Community Bank.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. It's me again, and doggone it, I've got a doggone good idea for you with some doggone good prizes. It's a contest. Our friends at Community Bank Delaware, with 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth, have come up with a doggone cute contest, all right? So all you do is bring your dog into one of their locations, have his picture, his or her, have their picture taken, and then you're entered into the contest. And you say, well, what do I win, Jim? Here's what you're going to win. If your dog is the lucky winner, you're going to win a $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. Then your dog will be used in a press release in the Cape Gazette. And on top of that, the bank is going to make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your dog's name. So get your dog and go on into Community Bank Delaware, Lewis, or Rehoboth and get the picture taken. And listen, when is the announcement? The announcement is going to be on Friday morning, October 27th, during the Dan Gaffney Show on Delaware 1059. So get in there, get your dog's picture taken, get entered. Maybe you'll be the lucky winner. $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. The dog will be in a press release. And on top of that, they're going to also make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your pet's name. Community Bank Delaware, 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth. Phone number 226-3333. Get on in there, doggone it, and get your dog's picture taken and enter this contest. Other than that, I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan, and thank you for tuning in. See ya. Bye.
Sounds good. All right, we are back, and I was just being given some baked goods from, hey, tell me the pronunciation. How do you pronounce the bakery? Lysio's. Look at that. Just a little free plug. Lysio's Bakery. And thank you very much for bringing that by. Dan, you're an awesome guy. He goes, I got to go. I'm running a bakery. And I'm like, okay, we got a radio show we're doing. Hey, how are you, Brandon? Let's talk about Weller's Utility Trailers.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on at Weller's today?
Oh, there's always a lot going on at Weller's. We open up today at 9 o'clock. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Open till 1.
What'd you have for breakfast?
I heard you talking about that mac and cheese omelet on the way in, and so I had to try it.
How was it?
It was delicious.
I know. Did you get bacon in yours?
I did get the bacon.
Exactly what I did, a bacon
Yes.
mac and cheese omelet. Anyway, I don't want to take time from Weller's here. So you can go see this man. He will help you right at Weller's in Bridgeville today if you're looking for what?
Anything. Trailers, sheds, carports, generators. We have it all. We take the time to sit down and talk to you about them as well. So if you're not quite sure what specific trailer you need for the equipment you're hauling, or you're not quite sure what you want to do with the shed or carport, we take the time, sit down at the table, and spec one out for you. Because our goal is to get you into the trailer that you need, not necessarily want. You know, if you have a car like a Mini Cooper and you want to try to put it on a little single axle trailer, maybe not the right move. So we
it might technically fit, but that's not the right trailer.
Correct. So those are the types of things that we do, is we take the time to really evaluate the need.
Well, you also do things like you have different types of flooring. The walls might be different. They might look the same visually, but in an enclosed trailer, for instance, there's a lot of things you might not think of.
Absolutely, yeah. So, just the other day, I sold a big car hauler for a gentleman who's got a show car. And he was like, I just need an enclosed trailer. Well, I started suggesting, getting a V-nose to help with the hauling, and, different options to help, with like the flooring, like you said. You may not think, okay, I'm just driving up on a plywood floor. But if you get something with like a vinyl floor, it's easier to clean, to maintain. The trailer's going to last a lot longer if you do that. So
Gotcha. All right, little options you might not even have known about or known that there's a difference between these two trailers. Look the same sitting next to each other, but there's some different features you may not know about. Right?
Absolutely. And we have plenty in stock to look at too. So,
yeah, how many do you have on the ground there?
I say right now we're probably between like the 600 and 700 trailers.
Wow.
Right now on the ground. So we have the options.
All right. And so your hours today, let's do your hours through the week, but today especially, if someone is listening to us right now, watching, and they want to go to Weller's, when are you open today?
Today we're open 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
9 to 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And then through the week, Monday through Friday, is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. closed on Sundays.
Okay. And if you have any questions, make sure you just stop by, start walking around, start looking, start asking questions, and you get people hooked up. Once we decide, hey, I want this one, how long does it take to get me hooked up and on the road?
Well, it does vary. Financing has a little bit of time to it with paperwork, but usually we can get you in and out of there fairly quickly, within an hour.
All right.
We pick it out, we do the paperwork, we get you hooked up,
Cool.
and on their way.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. Dan Gaffney live. Weller does Delmarva. Our radio audience. That's you, Delaware 1059, getting ready to break. We have a news update. We continue on My Cozy TV right here. Weller does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller. And we continue here on television. Thank you. We pause while we join in and out for the radio and TV audience. Great to see you. It's nice to see we're at a restaurant. They sell great baked goods, but we had another bakery come in and drop some items off. That's kind of cool. So we're going to try those items as well. And we're also going to talk to one of our sponsors, Walls Service Center. Colin is here. Colin Walls.
Good morning. Now, you pause, but Jim does not pause. He'll see that.
I'm trying to make a smooth in and out.
Well,
right.
He tries to pause. He just does. He's not very good at it yet.
Right. It's like his mouth has built up so much speed, it's hard to slow it down that fast.
Right. I told Jim when it's television, you don't always have to talk because you're on without talking. There's a visual. You don't have to fill the time like radio. So you
he
can
at least
pause
make
and
faces.
it's fine. Huh?
He could at least make faces.
There you go. Sit there and make faces while you wait. Rejoin. I'm just trying to make it smooth in and out. That's all.
He sees if you're not talking for 2 or 3 or 4 seconds, that is wasted airtime. That is valuable. It's just like dollars flying out your window.
He has to go home and take a nap after the show because he talks so much in such a in 3 hours. He's got
I know. He's got to pace yourself out. He looks like he's having a good time. I'm glad he's having a good vacation. That looks like fun. He's got the beach and the sunrise there.
Yeah, what did you think of that shot? I mean, you can tell he is a camera guy. He pointed the camera right towards the sun.
He knew it. He knew exactly how to make it look great. And so calling us from the beach, that's enough. He needs to put the phone down and actually enjoy the rest of the vacation.
Yeah.
So let's talk Walls Service Center. If you got a check engine light on right now, you can go to Walls or call for an appointment. What do you want to do about that?
Yeah, well, give us a call. Hey, can you get it in today, or can you get it in right now, or if you want to stop in and see if we have time to get it in and take a look at it. It's usually best to call ahead, just to make sure we've got a lift open for you.
What's that screeching noise?
Right.
Or something, right?
Well, whatever it is, is it a noise? Oh, we really love when you come in and you duplicate the noise, when you try to make the sound of the noise. It doesn't always help us diagnose it, but it's fun anyway. So, Wall Service Center, we've been around a long time. We can check it out, whether it's a noise or, if it's a light or a light on or a light off. Sometimes it's a light out. Sometimes you got a light on. You just don't know what it is. And, you'll get that real funny looking light that you've never seen before. And we can tell you what it is. Sometimes they're so funny, we've got to look them up to see what it is. There's some odd looking lights, but we can figure it out for you at Wall Service Center. So just give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. All of our information is right there. You can stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street. That's in downtown Milford. It's right across from Abbott's Grill, next to Bicentennial Park. And I like to call Bicentennial Park the gateway to the Riverwalk. So Milford has this great Riverwalk, and it kind of course, follows the river. And we've got lots of different things on it. We've got, like a boardwalk type of thing. We've got nice pavered area. We've got footbridges that go across the river several times. We've actually got a dog park there. You can bring your dog in this giant fenced-in area. let them loose, let them run. And, a lot of people that live in town or, just don't feel safe just letting their dogs run, you can bring them there and let them run. And I encourage you to have your work done at Wall Service Center. Bring your dog and take them over there. Take them for a walk around Goat Island. Goat Island is a actual island in the middle of the Mispillion River. So
exactly, you can actually walk. You have to take a little bridge. Just a little bridge on the walkway,
right,
and walk right across there. Apart, you go over a little bit of like a tributary to the Mispillion, sort of.
That's the original path of the Mispillion.
That little area?
That area, yeah. That's how Goat Island was created. They straightened the river out there trying to get the ships through. That was it's a sharp turn around it. So that is actually the original path.
Okay, very interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting. So they've left it and made it into an island.
Yeah.
And you can walk the trail around the island. It's really a lot of fun.
It is. I believe it's a mile loop around the outside of the island and kind of goes on out over the water on a boardwalk or a dock out there, and then you kind of go up into the trees and the woodlands, and then you're down into the marshy, swampy area, and then back to the beginning. So there's lots of different habitat to see. Anyway, We're talking about Milford and Wall Service Center. Wall Service Center is in downtown Milford. Give us a call and check us out on the web.
Yeah, no problem. Colin, thank you. We got a little bit of time here. We can just remind people when you're open again. Is today one of your Saturdays you're open?
We are open. So we're open all but one Saturday during the week or during the month. So we close one Saturday a month to allow our employees to just check out different events in the area. So this month we've actually made it during the Sea Witch Parade. So they might go down and check out the Sea Witch, or they can do whatever they want. They don't have to do that. I don't tell them what they do on their day off sometimes.
Right. Like, how about Jim saying that he has mandatory vacation time, use it or lose it, and even though he's the boss, he's mandating he uses vacation time.
It's like, I want to take this week. Oh, no, you can't take this week. I want to take that one. No, you can't take that week.
He's mandating that you use it, but you got to use it at work. You have to vacation at work. So.
It's funny about that. Let's just say I take 3 vacations a year. At least 2 of them I end up at work at some point during that week.
Yeah.
Now, Brooks, our audience knows better than this.
Right.
How many Saturdays has Brooks not been here?
Yeah.
It's like every other Saturday, it seems like.
It's a couple.
I know, I've done 3 a month. I've filled in for Jim 3 times. You've been missing on only 1.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And that was a rare
so
time.
33% of the time, Brooks is not here.
Yeah. All right. He's doing a great job. And thank you. Thank you, Colin. We are live at Smith's Cafe. This is Weller Does Delmarva, and our radio audience is going to join us in just about a minute here this time. And I want to tell you what's coming up. You may hear me repeat this if you're watching on television, but I'll tell you that coming up this half hour, Kevin Short, Mid-South Audio, is a very interesting guy. We're going to talk to him about Mid-South Audio and his business in Georgetown, and really a business that happens all around the country. You'd be very surprised at what happens at Mid-South Audio. It's fun to talk to him, and we'll do that coming up here on My Cozy TV and on Delaware 105.9. We are at Smith's Cafe, Route 13 in the northbound lane in Seaford, inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store, which funds Delmarva Teen Challenge, which is a recovery residential recovery program for people with life-controlling issues, drug addiction, and that sort of thing, and they do a great job. So stand by. We're joining the radio show in just a second. Good morning, good morning. This is Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller. It is great to be here. We are on show number 215 of Weller Does Delmarva, and it's great to be talking with you here on Delaware 105.9 and hanging out at Smith's Cafe, Route 13 in Seaford, the northbound lane inside Delmarva Teen Challenge. This is really a great restaurant. Come on by for breakfast. They're open right now and are going to serve throughout the morning. We'll bring on Kevin Short this half hour. Kevin Short owns a business in Georgetown called Mid-South Audio. Plus, he's a great musician. longtime, lifelong Georgetown guy, wonderful singer. But Mid-South Audio is a business that is a recording studio. They also do professional sound and staging and lighting for top name acts all around. It's really quite an operation. We'll talk to Kevin about that, and we'll do that coming up after this from Jim Weller.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. It's me, and I wanted to say I'm sorry I can't be there with you, but I had to take vacation. Where I work has this crazy vacation policy, and if I don't use my vacation, I lose it. So the last thing I wanted to do was lose any vacation time. So I'm on vacation. I'll be back next week for sure, and I may be back with a tan. I may be back with something. Who knows what I'll be back with, but I'll be back. Okay? So anyway, I wanted to remind you, you've still got time to get up and get out and come on down to Smith's Cafe right now in Seaford, Delaware. We're here till 10 o'clock this morning, each and every Saturday morning. We do the show live on location right here at Smith's Cafe in Seaford. Made from scratch cooking, great food, great coffee, great fellowship, a nice, clean, friendly environment, a family-friendly environment, specials every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like their Facebook page if you would, but better yet, just come and join them in person 6 days a week from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening, okay? Monday through Saturday. So it's Smith's Cafe. Also like them on Facebook if you would. I wanted to tell you about Pools and Spas Unlimited. My goodness, next Saturday, the 28th, they're having their largest event of the year. They're having a great big hot tub and tent sale. It's a big extravaganza. If you want to bring the kids out in costume, they'll give them a bag of candy. But anyway, they're going to have free food, and it's Saturday, the 28th, from 10 in the morning till 2, and they're going to have all kinds of specials. So they're going to have the largest, biggest hot spring sale ever. That is their hot tubs. So they have many of them on display, spas, hot tubs, pools, and it's a great time to buy something. All their chemicals and all their supplies and everything is going to be on sale. The best prices they've had all year are going to be Saturday the 28th from 10 to 2 at Pools and Spas Unlimited in Milford. I need to give you their phone number because I'd like you to give them a call right now if you would and just say good morning and let them know you'll be there next Saturday. So it's 302-424-1999. 302-424-1999. SwimDelmarva.com. And also you can like their Facebook page, which is Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford. So it's a big store. It's got a lot of stuff. They're having a huge event. It's next Saturday, the 28th, from 10 to 2. You also can buy a chance to win a brand new hot tub. I believe it's almost a $7,000 hot tub. The tickets are only $1 a piece. They're raffling it off, or 6 tickets for $5. So those tickets, you can actually get them all through the week. But next Saturday, free food, door prizes, all kinds of things going on, extra discounts, raffles. It's just going to be a great time of getting together and having some fun from 10 to 2. Pools and Spas Unlimited, 219 North Rehoboth Boulevard in Milford. SwimDelmarva.com, and give them a call at 424-1999 and tell them you heard about it at Weller Does Delmarva. It's going to be the best deals of the year, and we all like a good deal. All right? Great local company, been around a long time. They'll take good care of you. Again, 424-1999. All right, I got to get back to what I was doing, so Dan, take it from here.
All right, we are joined by Kevin Short, who owns Mid-South Audio in Georgetown. This is going to be interesting for you because a lot of people, and this might not be good for Kevin, but a lot of people say, I don't know exactly what Mid-South Audio does. So we're going to give you a chance to kind of explain that. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mid-South Audio, what are you all about?
Well, you're exactly right. There are a lot of people that I still get questions. We get phone calls. We see people on the street all the time that says, I didn't know you did this. Yeah. Even clients of ours that may come in the studio that don't know that we do rentals. We have rental clients that don't know we have a recording studio. We have churches that we do installs for that don't know that we have a recording studio. That churches that we will do an install for that have an event and don't hire us because they didn't know that we provide production. So, and I think that's probably where we're not doing a really good job. So that's why we're trying to do a little more advertising, get a little more exposure, and let people know.
Well, let's go through that. So, when you say installs, first of all, for churches or any place that needs sound systems and things, that's
sound,
what we do.
video, and lighting.
Sound, video, and lighting.
And and now the new buzzword in our industry is that we're integrators, because all those things have to work together. The sound system is connected to the video system. The video system is connected to the lighting system. So that's the new buzzword for guys that do what we do.
And this is churches, schools, businesses,
funeral homes.
Right. Anybody that has the task of having lighting and presentation and sound, anything.
That's exactly right. Well, restaurants, sound and video.
I get you. Bars, night spots,
So that's where we work a lot, but that's only one facet of what we do. We also are doing concert promotions or productions. We're renting staging. We're doing large scale sound systems and lighting systems and video. With all tons of art. We contract with the Freeman Stage and the Avalon Theater and Dover Downs and
Right. Chances are, if you go to a concert at one of these places, that whole rigging, all the stuff, it's
coming from us.
Yeah, it's coming from them. Right down to even instruments. Right?
Exactly, and that is it's called in the industry backline rentals, because that means everything behind the singer on the stage.
Okay,
is the back line. So that means the drums and the bass and the instruments that they use, because a lot of these bands fly and they can't fly with that stuff.
Right.
So we also rent that as well. So
if you were in the concert promotion business, you're going to get a rider from the band you hired, and it's going to have all kinds of technical stuff on there. You're going to go, what in the world does all this mean? Kevin Short is the guy that handles all that. Right, you'll get all that and rent all that.
We'll get all that, and we'll consult with them, and then we'll put a package together and make it all work. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with appearances on Jim's show and some other advertising things that we've done is just let people know that especially even our customers, trying to educate them that we don't do just one thing.
Yeah.
They may know us for one thing, but we do a lot of other things, and we have a lot of guys that are specialized in those particular areas. We had a customer that's we started working with them 15 years ago, and they're in the church planning business. This particular pastor now is on his 5th church plant. His model is he starts in homes. They go within 6 months. They try to take it out of homes and get ready to rent a school.
Okay.
And they go for a couple of years in that school, and then they find land, and then they build, and then he moves on.
Okay.
They find a new pastor, he moves on and does the same thing. They've been doing this in Northern Virginia. This is the 5th one. This one he came to us and he said, our board is thinking we probably don't need your services this time because this is the 5th time we've done it. And he said, and I'm trying to educate them and say, look, he said they've gone online, they've got a list of things that we need to do.
Right.
But give me the compelling argument as to why we need to have you do this. And I said, well, the compelling argument is that we can make all this work because you're making it mobile. You're throwing everything in a trailer at the end of the day and reloading it. That's what we do on a regular basis. We can make all that happen. We can put all the wiring looms together and make it and label it and everything else. And so
nice.
We had a meeting with their board, and they decided that. And actually, the interesting thing, they had a budget. They had a list online. During the meeting, they added a couple of items, but had they not added a couple of items, we could have added everything they wanted to do and saved them money. So by adding those couple items, I think we ended up being like 10% over what they wanted to spend. But so, there's value in what we do. And our lighting specialist is going to handle the lighting portion of that. Our video specialist is going to handle the video portion of that. Our riggers are going to make sure the stuff flies easy. So
it sounds like, there might be an organization or a church or a business or whatever, and they have a guy that kind of knows a little bit about something, and so they're going to try and do it themselves online, right?
That happens a lot.
Yeah, you're telling us the reasons why we should go with Mid-South Audio, because it's going to be a more complete package, right?
I'll give you this brief story. A few months ago, we had a call from a church that was not a customer of ours, and they said, we're getting ready to make a pretty big investment here, and it was our praise and worship leader, I think, is pretty involved in this. He's presented the board of trustees with a list of what he needs. It's all coming online, and we're just a little concerned that how is this going to get implemented? And he said we may need some training. And we asked, well, who's going to do the training? He said, well, we'll have to find someone to train us. And he said, so that kind of put up a red flag. Is this something you could do? Now, 5 years ago, I would have walked away from that. I would have had a little bit of an attitude and thought, well, if you're going to buy it online, then go ahead and do that.
Right.
matured since then and realized that there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
So they gave us that list. The same situation as before. We were able to find value. We said, look, if you need this, for one thing, there's a couple of things additional that you don't even have. This isn't even going to work. This list is not going to function.
It's not complete.
It's incomplete. We're going to make some changes. And ultimately, when we were said and done, we saved them like 2 or 3%.
Okay, save them what they were going to spend.
And
over
did the installation and did the training.
Right. Okay, over straight retail.
But they were convinced because they bought it online that they
Yeah.
were getting a great deal.
This is what
So-
Mid-South Audio does for you locally, I would think.
Yes, that's correct.
You know, Jason Aldean isn't listening this morning, so he might not be buying you for a big stage setup. But I mean, but it's good to know that there are so many places that are doing sound, lighting, and presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can do all of that, and that's your main part of what you do.
That is, yeah, that's and in addition to that, then we have the recording studio. You were there the other day.
Beautiful recording studio.
We spent some time on a completely different note. I play in a local band called The Reminders.
Yes.
And we put together a Christmas special, and Dan was the host of that.
Yeah, helped.
So we spent some time together in the
You'll
studio.
hear that on Delaware 105.9 this Christmas morning coming up, but and other stations may play that as well. That's kind of cool. But anyone who needs to do a professional recording, you handle that, and you're engineering it and all of that, right?
Yep, it's all done. It's all done right there, and that's how we started. I mean, I was working for one band, and I opened the studio, and then that went into turning that working for one band into leasing a system, into becoming a sound company. This is all 29 years ago, and it's kind of grown from there, and it's been a great 29 years.
Neat. Let's talk about the rental part of it. You
Okay.
do rent.
Yes.
What kinds of things do you rent, and for what purpose?
Well, we talked about backline. So if you're having an event and you're bringing somebody in and they need a drum kit or a bass amp or a guitar or whatever, we can do that. The biggest part of our rental business is a lot of this time of year. A lot of churches are thinking about Christmas productions. They may have 5 or 6 wirelesses that they use on a regular basis, but they're all of a sudden they're going to do a drama and they need 28.
Yeah.
We do that.
Okay, okay. Wow.
And we're really close to getting sold out for Christmas right now. So few available, but that's a big thing. A church doesn't have follow spots, but they want to do they want to do something at Christmas or Easter, and they'll rent follow spots for that.
I remember my wife rented follow spots one time for an event. She was doing a party planning, and we needed a spotlight, follow spots.
Exactly.
So, and outdoor speakers, you rent things
Outdoor,
like that.
exactly. Yeah, you may have an event and just need to do paging in the parking lot. We can set something up and do that.
Right. So
we do the Coast Day in Lewis. So we don't provide any sound gear per se, but they need to page everybody in that whole campus. So we put speakers all over the campus and do that. So.
Wow. Mid-South Audio. Pretty cool. Mid-South Audio. Georgetown, Delaware. What's the best way to learn more and to reach you? Kevin Short.
The website, www.midsouthaaudio.com, which we are really excited about. We'll have a brand new website being launched at the end of the year, definitely by the beginning of the year. And you're going to have lots more informative information on that. So we're really excited about that. MidSouthAudio.com, the best way to get up with us, or call the office 302-856-6993.
What is it? 6993?
6993. We're there.
856?
Yep. We're there Monday through Friday, 10 to 6.
Yeah.
6993.
856-6993, MidSouthAudio.com. Very cool. Very knowledgeable person. So you need to check with him before you make any kind of major move. Definitely make sure you get them in the loop of all your decision making in terms of the presentation.
I talk a lot more when Jim's not here.
That's right. So, you were on a roll.
I was on a roll. There
Kevin Short, everyone.
I'm exhausted.
And if you ever hear the Reminders playing anywhere, make sure you check him out. Kevin's a great singer.
And listen to W1059 on Christmas morning.
Yes,
So.
Christmas morning, probably right at the crack of dawn. We're going to be having an hour special with the Reminders, telling the stories behind the songs. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
All right.
We'll be
Take care.
back.
Good
Here's
morning.
Jim Weller. We'll be right back.
Excellent. Thanks. Cool.
Good.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here again, and I want to encourage you to get up this morning and come on out to Smith's Cafe. We're live here till 10 o'clock. If you've never met Dan Gaffney, here's your chance to say howdy to him. Also, the food here is fantastic 6 days a week. So breakfast, lunch, or dinner, make plans to check out Smith's Cafe, this week. And if you heard about it here on the show, let them know that if you would, okay? Tuesdays, 10% off, veterans and active military all day long. You do need to show your ID if you would. All right, so anyway, let's talk about Duck In Car Wash. Duck in dirty, drive out clean. They have 2 locations, Seaford. They have one in Milford. They have 2 Facebook pages. If you would be kind enough to please do it now if you would. Just like both their Facebook pages and click on notifications. That way, whenever they want to tell you something, you'll know that they're saying it. DuckInCarWash.com on the web. Open 7 days a week. Saturdays, Monday through Saturday. 8 to 5, and Sunday 9 to 4, weather permitting, okay? They employ about 60 people, locally owned, locally operated. They'll take good care of you. Every time you get 12 washes, your 13th is free. They also have, every time you get a car wash, on the bottom of your receipt, if you go back within so many days, you get like $3 off your next car wash. So it's a great deal. Everybody loves a clean car. They have gift cards. They never expire. So look, it's duckincarwash.com in Milford, in Seaford. Get in there today. Get your car clean. Buy some gift certificates and give them out. And let's clean up Delmarva one car at a time. Other than that, I got to go. Okay? I'll see ya. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Dan Gaffney in for Jim Weller at Smith's Cafe. And we're going to spend a few minutes here and talk about Wellers. We have Brooks, who's not only at the controls here this morning on this live broadcast at Smith's Cafe, but he is also the man that you want to see at Wellers for any number of things.
Absolutely. One thing that I specialize in is special order units. So if you're looking for a trailer and it's something kind of particular, maybe something that you wouldn't find in stock anywhere, we can special order a lot of different types of trailers for you. One thing that is very popular on the special order scale is a concession trailer. And those are very hard to stock because there's so many different configurations. You know, one person's configuration might not work for somebody else. Right. So normally on a stocking level, those things are kind of bland, just to kind of give you ideas, and then you sell off of them.
Well, these could be trailers for merchandise sales,
absolutely.
Food sales,
Absolutely.
Any variety of things, right?
Yeah, because merchandise you're going to set up a whole lot different. You know, you're going to put concession windows on the one side of it and do a lot of shelving or something like that behind it or on the other side.
Right.
That way you can show off your merchandise, but also be selling from that angle. Where food, you're going to set up a lot different. You're going to want, electric. You're going to need the triple sink with the hand wash sink. You're going to need cabinet space. You're going to need, obviously, serving windows. You want to have the concession door, but also there's a what's called a serving window, which will be more like a window with a screen, and because you got to keep flies and stuff out of there.
Exactly.
So that's something that normally the health department wants you to have.
Right. Even you even could probably configure it for an amusement sort of thing too. Carnival games, things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of options. We are a dealer for many brands. So if you're looking for one particular thing that maybe this brand or that brand doesn't do, well, we have 4 or 5 brands that we can pick from to see what's going to be the best fit for you. And then we'll sit down and we'll kind of just map it out. That's one thing I think we do at Wellers that a lot of places might not do, is we'll just sit down. We have a couple of tables there. We'll sit down and kind of draw this thing out, figure out what it's going to work for, or work the best for you. And one thing that Brandon said, he talked about, making sure you get the trailer that you need, not necessarily what you want. Well, we're obviously trying to get you what you want, but the need part is very particular. You could come in needing something specific and not really realize, when you're planning it out, I want this, I want that. But we want to make sure that you're not just buying a trailer. We don't want to just sell you a trailer and then you come back next week and say, you know what, I didn't think about this, I didn't think about that. It's what I wanted, but it's not what I need.
Right.
So we're trying to make sure we're asking lots of questions, and people kind of sometimes they're like, "Why are you asking so many questions?" and it can be annoying. I can understand that, but we really just want to make sure that you're getting the right trailer for what your particular set of needs are for.
Right. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. We're talking about Weller's actually here, Weller's Utility Trailers. And Brooks telling us that he's an expert in the special order department. If you know it's something that's going to be unique to you, unique features, Brooks can do that, and Weller's does do this. And you can help him out. Very good. You also sell gazebos and garages and sheds and swing sets.
Generators.
We should probably talk about some of that stuff. Which one do you want to do? Swing sets, maybe?
Yeah, swing sets. That would probably be my next level of expertise.
Also a very custom thing.
Absolutely, yeah. You can. You go very basic if you want, or you can go very extravagant.
Now, first of all, let's talk about what these swing sets are. These are Amish-made, very heavy-duty, almost to the full commercial level, but certainly not that as expensive. Right?
Oh, absolutely. It's salt-treated wood wrapped in vinyl, and then they use stainless fasteners. Any brackets that they use that are not vinyl or stainless, it's all powder coated, and the powder coating's made to match whatever color sequence that you go with. There's different levels or different colors that you can get. Even the vinyl, they have like a bright white. If you're trying to match, maybe you have a bright white fence, trying to match that. They have an off-white, which is probably your more standard. They also have a clay, and they also have a wood grain. So if you really like the wood look, but you don't want it's going to, splinter, or it's going to crack, or it's going to rot, then you can get this wood grain, and it looks, from a distance, it looks like a wood swing set, but you get up close, and it's like, wow, that's some nice quality vinyl there.
And it holds up to the elements. That's what Brooks means when he says it's pressure-treated, wrapped in vinyl with the stainless fasteners.
Because the wood, all that's really doing is giving the vinyl more strength, giving you something when you run the fastener through, it's strength. It's going to hold up. It's not just, we've seen, vinyl swing sets that have nothing inside of them.
Right.
And that's not normally good when you put some weight on it.
Right. Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville at wellers.com. Get a hold of Brooks. They're open till 1 o'clock today if you want to get in there as soon as today. If not, there's next week as well. But Today is, it's going to be a beautiful day. Be a good time to go over and see some of the items they talk about. That's at Weller's Utility Trailers. Brooks will come back and talk to you a little later on. Coming up in the next half hour, Jim Martin from the ACE Center. And you may not know who that is or what that's all about, but he's an amazing guy, and we'll talk with him coming up, Delaware 1059. And we're clear of the radio show. We continue here on My Cozy TV. This is actually, for those who are watching on television, this is the 93rd show on My Cozy TV, 93 straight weeks, and we thank you for that. This is the 11th show that Jim has done, Weller Does Delmarva, from Smith's Cafe. Dan Gaffney filling in, and we have my friend Colin Walls here from CatchItLive.com, who helps produce or does produce this show, but also owns Walls Service Center, something your grandfather started and is still going strong today. Several bays. It's a garage to get your car fixed in Milford, Delaware.
Yeah, downtown Milford. We're right in the heart of the downtown of Milford, and there's lots of good things going on in downtown. I talked to Mayor Shoup the other evening, and he told us of lots of the good things that are going on down there. So check out downtown Milford. So Walls Service Center, we have been in business since 1958. That's 59 years. I am the third generation. Colin, my son, is the fourth generation to work there, and we're just kind of carrying on the great tradition that my grandfather started of providing good quality service, good quality parts, and good quality workmanship, and giving you a great warranty and service to go along with it. So, it's not just a here today, going tomorrow type of thing. We plan on being around for a long time, so we're going to stand behind our work. And
is that what keeps you going? Just the idea that you stand behind the work, or you're doing the work at a fair price? I mean, is that what has made you last this long?
I think it's a combination of everything, and just having a good reputation in the community of treating people fairly and doing good work, and that doesn't mean that nothing is ever going to go wrong. We understand that it will go wrong, and at times, but we stand behind it and we take care of it, and we do what's right for the customer. So that's just what we do at Walls Service Center. Give us a call. Schedule your car, 422-8110. Anything you need done, drop it off, go walk around town, check things out, check out our coffee shop downtown and all the other great little shops we have there, and the great restaurants and the Riverwalk, the park system we have there. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street. That's in downtown Milford. If you forget all of that, just remember this, wallservicecenter.com. You can go there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can actually schedule an appointment right there at our website, and we'll get you in. So wallservicecenter.com, all of our information is right there.
Well, Colin, I encourage everybody to give you a call, and they can even do that this morning. And Walls Service Center is there for you. You've seen Milford really change and grow, right? Since you were a boy, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And growing now like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I remember when downtown Milford was a vibrant downtown Milford. There was restaurants there. There was, stores that we actually went into and every day, it was the type of thing. And then I saw it kind of just die off and nothing be downtown, and now it's coming back. Yeah. So we're back to people in the downtown and walking around and actually spending time downtown.
Colin, thank you very much. Thanks for your support of downtown Milford, and thanks for being here as a sponsor on Weller Does Delmarva. We'll be joining the radio audience in just a moment. Back on Weller Does Delmarva, Delaware 1059. Jim is off today. Dan Gaffney filling in. It's great to be here. Well, we say Jim is off. He has done a lot of groundwork for the show, even though he is not here. We do get to hear from him to talk about some of his favorite places and favorite sponsors, and let's listen to that right now.
Howdy, everybody. Jim Weller here, and I hope you're enjoying the show. I miss being with you. Dan is doing a great job along with everybody else there. So listen, Smith's Cafe is open right now. The food is cooking. The tables are available. Come on down and join us for breakfast. We're doing the show live till 10 o'clock, but Smith's is open 6 days a week from 6 in the morning till 8 in the evening. They also have takeouts, so if you don't have time to stop and sit down and eat, give them a call at 990-5711. That's 990-5711, and place your takeout order and stop in and get it and go. Made from scratch, good home cooking for you at Smith's Cafe in Seaford. And you say, where in the world is it? It's inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge. Well, where in the world is that? That's the old Food Lion Shopping Center. You can't miss it. Big, really nice, well-lit, very, very nice thrift store, 30-some thousand square feet, and then right inside of it, there's Smith's Cafe. So you got it all in one location, the thrift store or the restaurant. Listen, don't forget, Thursdays is free dessert day with your purchase of a meal from their specials board, okay, from 11 till close. Free dessert Thursday. Don't forget that. Now, I want to talk about First Class Heating and Air. You hear me talk about them week after week. Love dealing with these people. And you'll find the people that advertise on my show are people that I have a relationship with, I've dealt with for years, and I know they're going to do a good job for you. So it's First Class Heating and Air. Heating, air conditioning. Maybe it's time to just have your system tuned up or checked over. Maybe you want to get a maintenance agreement. The nice thing about them is you don't have to worry about a thing, and if you need anything done, you get a discount on parts and labor. And even if you need plumbing done, they'll give you a discount on that if you have a maintenance agreement. So anyway, First Class Heating and Air. They're licensed. They're insured. Their vehicles are lettered. Their employees are background and drug tested, and they have uniforms on. So it's a first-class company. Locally owned, locally operated, 24/7 emergency service. Financing is available, and it's a good company. So give them a call, 934-8900. That's 934-8900. On the web, it's firstclasshvac.com, and look them up on Facebook and like their page there. But if you'd give a call and just say good morning to them, that would be nice. 934-8900. Other than that, I'm turning the show back over to Dan. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Brooks. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Smiths, for having us. And thank you to my audience for tuning in. I'll see you. Bye.
Well, thank you, Jim. Just a quick moment here to tell you about Weller Does Delmarva on Facebook. Make sure you watch there. Weller Does Delmarva. Look it up on Facebook. Follow along. Weller's Utility Trailers has a Facebook page as well. You just heard Brooks a while ago talking about some of the features at Weller's. You can stay up to date on specials and other events they're having at Weller's. If you're in the market for these items, go to their Facebook page. Also, Jim Weller wants you to friend him on Facebook as well. He's the Jim Weller from Delaware if you want to watch some of his live items. And they have other Facebook pages as well. Weller's Sheds and Carports, Delaware Low Digit Surf Tags, another venture that Jim is into. Live with Walls and Weller. It's a Wednesday actual Facebook show that Jim hosts with Colin Walls. Check that out. And Delaware Storage Sheds, Garages, and Carports, another Facebook show. Look, we're going to take a short break and come back with Jim Martin from the ACE Center in Seaford and Georgetown. And what is he doing with 102 lockers? We'll find out after this.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and I'm sorry I couldn't be with you this morning, but it sounds like Dan's doing a great job and things are really happening. But I want to tell you about some stuff that's really happening today, and that's Dave Wilson and his team, Wilson's Auction. First of all, each and every Saturday, starting at 10 a.m., they have a big auction right there on Route 113 in Lincoln at Wilson's Auction. They have stuff inside, outside. It goes all afternoon and into the evening. So if you want to go there, get on down there. You got all day and tonight. Then Dave is going to be up off of Route 8 at the Amish Schools Benefit Auction. It's an all-day event starting at 8:30, and Dave himself is going to be there from 8:30 to 10:30 auctioning off things, and then Dave is going to leave there, and he's going down to Georgetown to 16 Mile Brewery. There's a big car show, and there's going to be a benefit auction at noon, and Dave is going to be there. Then he's going to leave there, and he's going down to the Indian River Inlet to the Barbecue. So anyway, they're going to be auctioning off some low-digit surf tags, and I think Dave's going to do some of them. So there's no doubt about it. Dave Wilson is a good, hard-working man who does a lot of things for his community, and he has a business right there in Lincoln, Wilson's Auction, right on Route 113. Every Saturday he has an auction. You want to buy something, you want to sell something, that's the place. Tuesday nights at 6 he has the auto auction, and also next Wednesday, the 25th, there is a house being auctioned off. I actually went and looked at it the other day. It's right there outside of Greenwood on Route 36. You can learn more about it at wilsonsauction.com. Make you a nice little home or maybe a good rental. So anyway, check that out at wilsonsauction.com. Any questions? 422-3454. 422-3454. Dave Wilson has got it going on. If you want to buy something, sell something. If you want to get it sold and turn it into cash, he's your man. 422-3454. wilsonsauction.com. Listen, I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan. Want to encourage you to come on out to Smith's Cafe today. Kids eat free up till noon, and they have all kinds of daily lunch and dinner specials. Check out their Facebook page, Smith's Cafe. All right, everybody, I'll see you after a while. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right, here we are with Jim Martin joining us live on Weller Does Delmarva. Jim Martin runs the ACE Center, and let's talk about what the ACE Center is, first of all. Let's not assume. Let's pretend somebody just dropped in here from someplace and they have no idea what is the ACE Center.
Well, the ACE Center is basically a radical hospitality. We practice radical hospitality. And what does radical mean? You're welcome. No appointment necessary. And even if you're not, smelling that great, we're okay with it. Come on in, take a shower, look for a job, get something to eat. We'll find some socks for you. We keep it very simple. Like there's the Maslow hierarchy of needs. I learned this in some seminar that I took. Maslow, he thought of this idea where the bottom rung of the ladder of what your needs are is shelter, food, water, and then up is self-actualization. So they're not even anywhere near that. They just need something to drink, preferably water.
Yeah.
And something to eat, preferably healthy food, and then a shower. And because if you don't start there, you're not going to get anywhere else.
Yeah. So. Is it a no questions asked kind of thing initially?
Well, there is an aspect of tough love. I mean, I emphasize the word love, but there's also the tough love part of it because there is accountability. I mean, come on, if you're going to try to turn your life around, because ACE, a lot of people don't know what ACE means. It means acceptance, change, empowerment. Not enablement.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we are accused of enablement because we're showing that love and we're showing that hospitality, but you have to give somebody a shot. At least a chance to change, and you do that through kindness.
Sometimes several shots, I would think.
Yeah,
you see that a lot.
Like 355th chance. Yeah, sometimes it takes that.
You're talking about.
You can't hear.
Yeah, we could turn the monitor up just a little bit.
Yeah.
You're talking about people with addiction issues, homelessness, some sort of crisis in their life. No questions asked. Basically, if you need some sort of assistance, you'll find it at the ACE Center, as you say, radical hospitality.
Yeah, because I think if you are in a crisis economically, then you're invisible to the society in a lot of ways. So even though imagine being outside with no place to sleep, and you're walking around out there, and even though there's a lot of space out there, you're not welcome in any of it. So actually the space that you think you have, you don't have. So when you walk into the ACE Center that is welcoming you, then all of a sudden you have a space.
Right.
That you can begin to be who you are. And also we work on that isolation piece of hopelessness. Is a lot of times when you're invisible to society, then your self-worth goes down to zero. So we work on that right away, and we tell them you're accepted. You're one of us.
You mentioned that to me several times when we talked about homelessness and other crises like this. People, pseudo-homeless, whatever you call it. But you mention isolation a lot.
Yeah, because that's real. I think a lot of folks are dying of loneliness, and I mean we're all humans, and we all have felt loneliness, at some point. And when you're feeling that, there's a sense of hopelessness and despair, and it's easy to fall into despair when there's no one around to support you. Like everyone talks about how important a support network is when you're going through something. Imagine having the worst day of your life. You have nowhere to sleep, and we all know sleep is important, right? So imagine if you can't sleep. Imagine as a human being, you can't get your 8 hours. Are you going to be pretty cranky or what the next day? Yeah. Imagine missing like 3 nights of sleep, and then you're eating. What are you eating? You're eating like Kit Kats. So just think about what a bad combination that is. You're eating terrible food. You're probably dehydrated, and you haven't slept in 3 days. So I mean, just gives you a sense for what the human being is going through. So we focus on just the basics, on getting them back to square one of having a good rest.
ACE Center in Seaford and in Georgetown. Tell us where those places are if people want to pop in.
Well, Seaford, yes, we have no appointment necessary, so we do encourage people to drop in anytime. So Seaford is on Stein Highway, right underneath the bridge. The Stein Highway Bridge is our backyard.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways,
literally.
And underneath the bridge, you can take a walk under the bridge and see a lot of graffiti. And change is in our name, so we're about change, so people can come in. We're right there. It's like a little shed building. It's the garage of a sober living house.
Okay,
that's what the ACE Center is.
And that's where the ACE Center is. And where are you in Georgetown?
In Georgetown, we're between Burger King and McDonald's on the north side of DuPont Boulevard.
Right on the highway.
Right on the highway there, across the street from Classic Motel.
Okay.
And there's a huge green sign, ACE Center. Kevin said, use the sign. I said, no problem, I will. And we put the ACE Center on there.
Now, what are you doing with 102 lockers? You said you got that. Jim Martin's birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday, Jim.
Yeah,
and
thank
you got 102 lockers?
For my birthday, 102 lockers. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do with these 102 lockers? So, but I have to pick them up. I have to figure out how to take them apart because they're somewhere. What it is they put it on an auction site.
Okay.
And we won the bid. $75.
Oh, nice. That's a good price for 102 lockers.
But it's going to cost like $1 million to get them.
Yeah. All right, so you got that to deal with today.
Yeah, so that's today. That's my birthday.
That's your project today.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you have a Facebook page called Helping Homeless. And often Jim will put out a plea for a need. And it's pretty neat to see people respond. This guy needs a tent. This person needs this and this. Can we get this for whatever you run into? It's an instantaneous way for people who follow that page to maybe instantaneously help. You know what? Look at what Jim just posted. I'm in a position to help today. Let's do it and run it over there. That happens a lot, I think.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I think we are storytellers for folks that are having a bad day. Maybe a bad hair day. Sometimes it's a bad hair day. Sometimes it's a really bad thinking day.
Yeah.
So who are we to tell you what it is? But sometimes they just need some stuff, and there's kindness in the community that is. I believe there's people out in the community. There's tons of people out in the community that want to help, but they don't know what to do. So if we give them an idea, this person needs a tent, then that's something that people can spring to.
Facebook,
take action.
On Facebook, facebook.com/helping homeless. Now, how did you get yourself in this place, Jim, where you are radically into assisting people like this?
Well, I mean, I have to say God is definitely in the journey, turning my life over to Jesus Jesus. I read some things about how to be a servant leader, and I really took to that. I said that makes sense to me. I used to be a me person, and now I'm a we person. And who we's us? Jesus.
Well, I think when I first met you, you were talking about your addictions or alcohol addictions, and you were in a house. You were in a living arrangement that really gave you focus and purpose and helped you in a group.
Yeah, my last drunk was in 2008. That was my last drunk, and then I moved into a recovery house and I was calling it Lewis, Delaware.
Yeah,
because I didn't know it was called Lewis at the time.
Right,
but,
you were living there and didn't even know it was called. Right.
So I moved into Oxford House, and then I was just amazed at the program itself, because I'm thinking, how did you guys open up here? Like, how did you guys get the neighbors at Maplewood Development to approve you guys?
Yeah.
So that I just took an interest in that, and then I found out that they're a single family home no matter what, if they're all trying to stay sober.
Right.
So the zoning didn't need to be changed, and I had that insight because I used to be an elected official in Pennsylvania, and I kind of knew how tough zoning was.
Yeah.
So I just lit up with the idea of, wait, we can replicate these very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
give other people a place to live.
Yeah, create bed space for other people that need to have a place to sleep.
Right.
Not to live. I like to emphasize sleep, not live.
Fair enough. Place to sleep.
Yeah, it's temporary. It's transitional.
Okay, it's a transitional house.
Yeah.
What happens? What kind of you're involved in these kinds of houses? What kinds of success have you seen?
Well, I know Oxford House is the most well-known name out there, and I think they have done like a 2-year, like where they follow up on actual residents, and I think there is a study out there. You could do it at Google on Oxford House success rates. I don't have any of that kind of money to have somebody do a test, or do a study. But anyway, they did a study, and they're saying that 70% of the time, over a given period of time, that would be considered a success.
Yeah. Look, if you want to help out the homeless in our area and be a part of Jim's life and just let him be a conduit between you and people that need help, you can go to Helping Homeless on Facebook. And I want to bring in a special treat for you, Jim, right now.
Oh, wow.
Jim
Okay,
Martin, everybody. Happy birthday,
Thanks
Jim.
a lot.
Can
Thank
someone
you very
sing happy birthday? Why don't you do it, Brooks?
To you.
Come on, Linda, we need your help.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dear Jim. Happy birthday to you.
Blow out the candle, please.
All right.
Jim
Thank you.
Martin.
Thank you, folks.
Another slice of cake delivered.
And we have 7 seconds left. We need tents. We need lots of tents. All right, that's what we need.
People need stuff. Okay, thanks, Jim. How can people reach you if they don't have Facebook? Is there any other way to reach you?
Yeah, my cell number is 302-858-8556. 302-858-8556.
All right, 858-8556. That's how you get a hold of Jim Martin. And by the way, in the entire restaurant, people singing happy birthday. Kevin Short, the only guy on key over there. I just want to let you know. I said, I'm just kidding, ma'am. I'm just kidding. I just know that I was off key. That's all I know. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here's more with Jim Weller.
Okay, everybody, Jim Weller here again, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in the show. I really do appreciate it, and I want to encourage you to check out Smith's Cafe. If you've never been there, this is a full-blown restaurant. It's nice and clean, family-friendly. They got a salad bar. They've got all made-from-scratch food, and they really do a nice job. Their prices are right. I mentioned earlier, if you are having a birthday party and you have 8 people or more that are going to attend, the cake is on them. You just have to let them know ahead of time, and they'll supply you with a birthday cake with 8 or more people on a birthday, absolutely free. It's Smith's Cafe. If you have any questions, look them up on Facebook. It's called Smith's Cafe. Now, many people say to me, Jim, I've never heard of it. Where are they at? They are located in Seaford in the old Food Lion shopping center, okay? And in that same shopping center is where the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. This is a mega thrift store, 30-some thousand square feet, clean. All the items are in good order. Their prices are right. It's one of the biggest, nicest thrift stores I've ever seen in my life. So check out the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store. Check out Smith's Cafe. They have takeouts. They have great food. They're open 6 days a week. Give them a call if you have any questions. The number is 990 5711 if you want to ask them a question. Now, let's talk about my accountant. Everybody each week says, Jim, you've got these advertisers and you really do brag about them. Well, let me be honest with you. The people that I advertise for are people that I do business with, that I have a relationship with. There are people that I'm saying to you, look, I know these people, they're good people, they're honest, they're trustworthy, and they're going to do a good job. So that's why I advertise and promote them. They're friends of mine, okay? So I have had some people that I can't advertise for because I don't do business with them. So if you are looking for an accountant, whether you own a business, whether you just want some help with your own personal stuff, whether you're settling an estate and you don't know what to do, Luff & Associates can help you out. Now, they actually have 3 locations. They have one in Dover, they have one in Rehoboth, and they have one in Milford. And I'm going to give you a phone number in a minute, which will get you to any one of those locations. But they've been around quite a while. I've dealt with them probably over 30 years. I've been in business 43, and I have a feeling I've dealt with George Luff over 30 years. And he does a good job for me. So George Luff is the owner. His son Tyler works with him. And there's a whole team of people there. But another thing they do is help businesses with payroll. Okay? Because payroll is very intimidating. There's always changes. Next thing you know, you get something comes along and you don't know what to do. And you're like, man, I got a business to run. I don't have time for this. Luff & Associates has a system called Easy Payroll, and they can help you out. So you give them a call and you say, I got questions about your payroll service, and they can do as little as you want or as much as you want. If you do your own bookkeeping or your own accounting work, that's okay. They don't have to be your accountant to help you with payroll. All right. But if you're looking for an accountant, they also are always looking for new customers. So again, 3 locations, Milford, Dover, and Rehoboth. And here's the phone number. Are you ready? It's 422-9699. 422-9699. And then on the web, it's Luff, Luff, CPAs.com. LuffCPAs.com. Tell them I sent you. They're good people. I've dealt with them for years. I really like them, and they'll take good care of you. Okay? Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say other than Weller's is going to be open today, and we would love and appreciate your business, whether you need a shed, a carport, a kayak. What else do we sell? We sell dog kennels, chicken coops, gazebos, okay? And I forgot, we sell trailers, utility trailers. So give us a call, 337-8228. That's 337-8228. Best dialed in that order. Okay, I got to go. I miss being there. Dan's doing a great job. I just miss doing my show. So have a good day. Have a good weekend. God bless you. And thank you, everybody back there at Smith's Cafe, for helping out and making this show possible. Okay? See ya. Bye.
All right, Jim's having a beach getaway weekend, and we wish him nothing but the best. In the meantime, the folks at Weller's Utility Trailers, you know that old cliche, the boss is away and we're ready to make deals. Well, in this case, it literally is true. The boss is away and they are ready to make deals. Brooks is going to tell us about what's happening at Weller's. This would be a good time to buy something.
Absolutely. You know, when the boss is away, the kids will play.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of people will come in, is Jim here? I wanted to get a deal. I'm like, well, you're better off talking to us because we're going to give his money away quicker than he's going to give his money away. So now we won't have him there to stop us.
There you go.
So come on in. I'm sure they're open now. But you have Terry and Earl and Brandon at the store at the moment. And I'll be there about 11:15 or so. But like we said, we've been pushing it all morning. We really are looking to make deals. It's the last quarter of the year, so we only have the next 2.5 months to close out the year as strong as possible. We do want to thank everybody. We've had a great year so far, and we're just looking to see how much better we can make it for the end of 2017 here. So come on in and talk to one of the guys there and make sure they get Terry involved, and we'll see what we can do to get you in something.
We talked about all the different types of trailers. You did swing sets last time. Do we want to talk about storage sheds? I mean, you've got
Absolutely.
a ton of them on site.
We do, and we have about 50 more on order, so we're trying to get them there. They're going out quicker than we can get them back in. So that's a good thing, good problem to have, I guess. But we have a wide variety of what you can get there, from a simple 8x10, mini barn, which is like what you would think if you think shed, up to they have 12. I think we have a 12x24 garage shed in stock, but we can order so many more different types of things of that. if you wanted a shed garage, they have the single garage like that. You can get a double wide, so you can have a 2-car garage. You can even get a 2-story garage from the shed company that we sell for. So we can,
What do they have? Stairways in them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like a whole second level.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really, really nice. I mean, if you look at it, it looks just like it looks like a stick-built garage.
Right.
But it's a shed. Now there's different things that they do to it. I think it actually has to have footers and stuff when they come and place it and all that stuff.
Right.
Because of the size of the building. But we have those. But the garages are a big seller. Right now, there are a lot of people coming in. A lot of special ordered units. Maybe not, they got a 12 by 24, but I have one gentleman I'm working with right now. He'd really like a 12 by 28. So it's 4 foot deeper. We can accommodate him, get him set up, and figure out what options he wants. Some people want lots of windows. Some people don't want any windows. There's different types of garage doors. It's just a solid garage door, like a standard. They have one that's called a homestead. It has like a series of windows at the top,
right.
and it looks like cast iron handles on the doors. This gives it a different look. They have different styles of sheds. They have the mini barns and the Dutch barns and A-frames. They have one called a New England, which is kind of looks like a Cape Cod type setup with a wider trim and a bigger eave.
Well, it sounds like it's something that's going to match our existing home or our neighborhood, whichever you need to match. Right? You're gonna do that.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, we because they have like the standard T111 type setup, and they have vinyl. We have a wide variety of colors available, but they also can set it up to match what you already have. And if you have an area at your house where you want a shed, but it just doesn't fit, as far as getting it to it, they can build it on site, which is a great feature.
Brooks, thank you so much from Weller's Utility Trailers. Learn more by going to Wellers.com. And that's going to do it for the radio portion of Weller Does Delmarva. Another hour continuing on My Cozy TV and Facebook. But for those listening on Delaware 1059, stay tuned for the Delmarva Potting Shed right after this news update. Dan Gaffney here for Jim Weller. Jim, thank you so much for having me fill in. I'll be back on my show Monday morning at 5:30. And we continue. Now it's Facebook and My Cozy TV, which we continue broadcasting here with Colin Walls Service Center. It's time for another Walls Service Center moment. Colin, good morning to you. I saw you over there talking with Kevin Short.
Yep, I was.
Getting caught up on all things technology and tech related, right? Audio, visual.
Right, yeah. And we're kind of talking about your new show that you're doing, our test show, we're calling it, right? Is that what we're calling it, a test show?
We're calling it a test show.
Gaffney PM.
Facebook show.
Dan rejected my my name. I wanted to call it Gafternoons. Gafternoons. Get it? No?
Yeah. First I've heard of that, actually. First I've heard of that.
That was clever.
Did the same guy that made that logo for the show come up with that name?
Yeah.
We had a guy from Bangladesh make the logo, and you get what you pay for. I think it was $5 on Fiverr. And, you can tell it was only $5 because he misspelled my name.
Right. Backwards C, upside down E. How do you pronounce an upside down E?
It's in Bangladesh. It sounds exactly like Dan, but it's lost in translation when they write an upside down E and an N or something.
It's kind of a shame because the design of it wasn't horrible.
No. I don't know how you spelled the last name perfectly right. It's the first name he totally messed up.
How do you mess up Dan?
So anyway, we're doing that. That's on my Facebook page. If you insist, it's the Dan Gaffney Show on Facebook. And you can watch. We've done 2 fabulous episodes. The first one ends in a mental miracle.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that I'm a part of.
And
I'm the mental part. He's the miracle part.
The second show, we opened a mystery package. A lot of mystery there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Walls Service Center, Milford, Delaware. If there's something going on with your car or truck.
Yeah, give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. Actually, I'm going to take the remaining time.
Yes.
I'm going to talk about the Sea Witch Parade. So that's going to be next Saturday. You want to tune into that. If you're not going to it, you want to tune into that on WRDE, our local NBC station, 9 and 809 on Comcast and Mediacom, 31 over the air and on Dish and DirecTV. Tune in early, 10:30. 10:30, I think, is either 10 or 10:30.
I think it's 10. There's a
10
preview
o'clock.
show that I'm
Yes.
hosting, actually,
Yep.
with Abby Smith from WRDE. And then at 10:30, the live parade.
That's when the pregame show starts. So I believe the parade kickoff is at 11 o'clock, or step off, they call it.
Yeah.
And I will be producing
little known
the
fact, by the way.
television part.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Little known fact, I will be in the parade.
Really?
But no one will know who I am because I am in such deep cover costume. No one will know.
Okay.
You'll have to guess where was Dan.
Really?
I'm not even telling you. That I'm in the parade prominently, but no one will know.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you. Another
This
mystery.
should be interesting. Yeah.
Another mystery.
Right. You'll have to tune into the to Gafternoons. Or
Yes, on the Jan Gaffney show. I get it. Listen, Walls open today.
we are open today. We are.
Come by and see him.
Yeah, 8 to noon. We're open until noon today.
All right. Jim Martin
Yeah.
is coming back to chat with us on television. Jim Martin from the ACE Center. If you're just tuning in here on My Cozy TV, we're just having a discussion with the things Jim does. You can go to his Facebook page, which is Facebook /Helping Homeless. Get out of here. Is that what's going on?
I was waiting for him to go away from that wide shot, the 2-shot.
Oh, okay. Fine. We're running a loose show here. It's a breakfast show. They're all like this, right? Yes, the Morning Breakfast Club with coffee and everything. Is Jim Jim's coming back. Yes, Jim Martin. Yeah, come on back, Jim. Jim, you're slotted for another 15-minute segment. I don't know. Come on by. We're going to do that here. Where is here? All right, let me tell you. We are at Smith's Cafe. Smith's Cafe, located inside the Delmarva Teen Challenge on Route 13 in the northbound lane. There he comes. That's right. Just walk right in front of the camera, Jim. Come on over here. It's all right. It's all right.
I got the approval.
What's that? Right? Huh? Yeah. The floor producer should have stopped you at
I know they did. They tried to, but I.
Hi, Jim. It's no rules, Jim Martin. And that's kind of true when it comes
fluid.
to the way you're helping homeless and addicted. You see all kinds of stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I mean it's very fluid. It really
Situation is
And
very
it's-
fluid?
You have to think outside the box because we have no box. That's another expression I have. I have a lot of expressions.
Yeah, I know. But they're all true. But how bad is homelessness? I mean, is it a big problem in Sussex County?
Well, I just know that. I mean, I always say roofless, and they say, wait a minute, you saying ruthless? I'm saying both, roofless and ruthless, because being roofless is ruthless. So I'm saying both, and then of course we have the homeless. So you have to distinguish.
You're saying roofless would be different than the homeless.
Yes, exactly.
Tell me
There's
the
a
difference. In your
I would say if you're roofless, then you're in active addiction and you have a mental illness that hasn't been diagnosed yet, and you're not in treatment, and you're just outside in the elements every day, living rough. So it's easy to remember roofless, ruthless, and rough because it's the 3 R's. And then when you're homeless, that's actually better. Because then you're
That's
moving.
the next level
That's
up.
the next level. You do have a hard roof overhead when you're homeless. Because think about it, when you're homeless, you could be living in your car. There's a lot of people living in their car because of affordability issues. The biggest reason why people are homeless is because of lack of affordable housing.
Now, you mentioned something interesting, that in Sussex County, just the geography of it, the public transportation is really not practical. And so, given the choice of paying for a rent versus...
Which is $1,200 a month.
Okay, or maybe a $600-800 car payment.
Yes.
And you're working, what are you going to pay? You're going to pay the car. You said this.
Yeah.
You're going to pay the car first because you got to have the car to get to the job.
Yes, exactly.
Or to the school or whatever.
You will always pick your car and then your cell phone and then your house.
When things get that desperate and you're down to one or the other.
Right.
You see
You'll
that.
pay your car insurance. You'll pay your cell phone bill. You'll pay your cable bill before you pay your house bill.
Oh, my goodness. But the car,
the car.
that's why people live in the car.
I mean, the car is shelter. You know, it is. It's very uncomfortable shelter, but it does serve. And there's a lot of people living in their cars. If you want to take a ride around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and just start riding through the Walmarts in Sussex County, you'll see rows of cars lined up. You know, people just looking to park, and that's another thing is, remember I was telling you earlier about space, right? If you don't have any space, if you're roofless and homeless living outside, there is no space for you to go to. And this is true when you have a car. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go to park your car and be there for 8 or 9 hours? I mean, that's a question that comes up a lot. And they need a safe place. They need a place where they feel like if something bad happens, that there'll be people around that they could yell out to or whatever.
You know, so you go roofless, homeless, and you would like to see them maybe take the next step, which is what? Some sort of transitional housing or something?
Yeah, I mean, what I personally like is the micro housing idea because we have to bring down the cost of housing for people that are making minimum wage. You know, if you're making $10 an hour, and I'm saying minimum wage, I know minimum wage is like $8.25, but I'm saying minimum wage is like really $11. Really, I mean, if you think about it, you can't live on $10, $11. I mean, it's impossible. Especially in Sussex County, you know, there might be spots up north where you could live affordably, but the biggest reason why people are homeless today is because there is no affordable housing anywhere. And I get calls all the time. People making $50,000, $60,000 a year.
Is it the affordable? Is it the affordable housing, or is it the addiction issues or mental issues?
No, the number one reason why people are homeless is because there is no place that they can afford to be,
Right.
and they're doubled up and tripled up in their homes. Now, keep in mind, the roofless are the ones that are actively addicted. They're the ones that get the most press because they're out there and they're visible. You know, for the most part, they're visible if they're walking around during the day. They're invisible at night because you don't know where they go. But you'll see. I mean, you'll always know. Also, Code Purple. Code Purple is a place where the active addicts go because there is no other place to go. So they go to Code Purple for the most part. I don't want to throw Code Purple under the bus about it, but you know, 80 to 90% of the people that go to Code Purple are actively addicted,
Right.
or severely mentally ill.
Right, and Code Purple is when it's dangerously cold, and we just want to save someone from freezing to death. And so
Yeah, and for the most part, they don't have an income at all.
Right.
If you're homeless, you and living in your car, you have an income, but it's just not enough to get into a house or an apartment.
All right.
And then credit ratings too are very, very important too. If you
This
don't
is
have
another reason people can't find housing.
right, because they apply for housing, their credit rating is really poor, they don't make the cut, and they get rejected.
And it's a vicious cycle then.
It's vicious. It's vicious. Yes, and then we have the motel moms that are out there too, and these are
Who are
folks,
they? Who are the motel moms?
The motel moms are the folks that have nowhere to go with their kids. They're single moms for the most part, single parent households, and they lose their house, and then they end up in a motel for 3 weeks because they do get 3 weeks of help through the state. But then after that third week is over, they're on their own. So a lot of times they get stuck in a hamster wheel of hopelessness where they have to pay that $65 a night every night after the three week taps out. They have to pay $65 a night. Imagine doing that. And like even somebody with a $100,000 a year job would have a hard time with that one. $65 every night, you know, boom, 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 and that's like
Just for the
$1,300.
housing. Just for the housing.
And actually, one of your people did a very nice story on that.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah, on our
Petrie,
website.
Rob.
Yeah, Delaware 1059 website.
Yeah.
Listen, so you're dealing with this all the time, but you do see change for some people, I guess?
Yes, I mean there are people. The people that change are the ones that get themselves into treatment and they stay sober. Sobriety is the key, and that is the expectation too. Because a lot of times people do not want folks that are still addicted because that's a handout. A hand up is what we're in the business of doing hand ups. So you have to show us something on your end of the story to show us that it's a hand up.
All right, so things you do at the ACE Center: shower, job assistance, use the computer. What else? Food, have a lunch.
Another important
Pick up
thing.
supplies.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you do there?
But another big piece of what we do is relationships that are positive. And we say, why don't you go back to church? Have you thought about that? We don't know. We don't care what kind of church it is, or whatever. But just our church on Sunday. Just think about it. Think about your relationship to God. Think about how you can change some stuff, because right now you're hitting a bottom, and you could rearrange your priorities maybe. And we give them some ideas to think about, and then the positive people that are around them are role models of people that are sober and have some clean time, and they're like lighthouses of hope for people that are just starting out.
Right.
And sobriety is the key.
When we ended our last segment, when we were still on the radio, you said we need tents. We need tents. Do you really need tents that much?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, we do need tents right now. We need about 20, because there are people reaching out. Because right now is the ideal camping weather. I like to say they're camping, they're not roofless or homeless. They're camping. But I mean, this is the ideal month to camp. It'll last about 3 weeks until it gets too cold. But right now it's not too hot, not too cold, and it's brutal inside a tent in the summertime. I mean, it's like 150 degrees in there because it's all vinyl, and it's hard to breathe, and the high humidity. So this coming period of time is a great month to camp, and we need tents. And these tents are very temporary. But think about it. It's better than being totally outside with no cover at all, right? So we're just trying to do harm reduction, trying to move people along, and the whole idea is to
this
get them
isn't a
job.
final solution. This is just
this is just a Band-Aid.
I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
Well, it's just a Band-Aid on a gushing wound.
Right.
But at least it gives them some time, buys them a little bit of time. And then we work with them. They come to the ACE Center during the day, and then the whole idea is employment and savings. Because if they're living in a tent, then they'll have a shot at saving a few hours, so they can at least find a place to rent or something.
Right.
So that's the goal. Is permanent housing is the goal. So
and how do you assist in employment? I mean, what are some of the things?
We do soup to nuts with employment. I mean, we do the whole 9 yards. I mean, we give them ideas, because we know who's going to hire people that need second chances, right? And third chances. So we know the employers that are out there that will give a second chance. So we list them out for them. We know the people that are hiring. We actually know. You have to talk to Dan Gaffney over at 105.9. Here's a cell number.
Right.
He's the guy to talk to. So we know exactly who.
Direct contact with the people who hire.
Yes.
Right.
So we know we can navigate them through the community to the right people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times there are actual folks that are working at the particular places that come back into the ACE Center and say, yes, they're looking for 5 more people. So we line them up in the hallway and say, go talk to that guy. So it's like a momentum thing.
And then you got other worries, though.
Momentum.
In some cases now, how are we going to get this person to the job, right? How are they going to get
so
there?
we carpool. It's the expression, we think outside the box because we have no box. So we're always coming up with solutions to unsolvable problems.
Right. How do we get this person who has no car but now has a job there every day?
I mean, it's kind of like being a mom and dad in a way, because we have unsolvable problems too, as a mom and dad. But we figure it out somehow, right?
Right.
But we have like 84 kids, like at the
problem solving. You're good at that, and you never know what's going to walk through your door. I remember spending several hours at the ACE Center in Seaford when you were primarily in that office, and it was like multitasking on steroids. The things that were going on. The phone was ringing. There were questions. People were dropping off donations. There were people looking for help. There was all sorts of things going on, and it was just like this whirlwind. And by the way, we're cooking lunch. And and here, meet this person. And then this guy's using a computer. And this guy you just met. And this guy's looking for a backpack. And this guy's completely homeless and just walked in off the street. And it looks like he hasn't showered in 10 weeks. And this guy over here is having a mental.
I call it a complete marination.
It was crazy.
I'm ready for the Barbie. Like I have an expression. Okay, I'm marinated on both sides. I'm ready for the Barbie. Just throw me up there.
But this was what was going on, right? And we were talking to people,
crazy.
and I love the ACE Center, and this place really helped me out, and they were giving testimonials about how they were being helped, and it was really a busy place that day. I don't know if it's like that every day. But
it pretty much is chaos. It's a controlled chaos in a way. Mm-hmm. And we're always cleaning up, right? We'll always have something in our hands trying to clean something up. And I don't want to get into gory details, but we see the worst. And we see the best, in a given day. And we cry at least once a day. We cry. We get really cranky for about 5 minutes each day. And then, I call it the cranky smile.
Jim Martin's in the trenches of people in really tough situations, or crisis situations, and he's there in the trenches. So if you ever want to connect, I've watched him in action. If you ever want to connect with a place that might be able to receive some of your assistance and help and donations, the ACE Center is a good place to know. Jim Martin's a good guy to know, and you can do it on Facebook. Helping Homeless is your Facebook page.
Yeah, and I do want to do a shout out to the team too, if I have some time.
Please do. You have look at the time.
Because I have Linda Williams. Linda Williams is a fantastic person in Georgetown. She is the site supervisor there, and what I recommend people doing is really just dropping in. That's the best way to handle an approach to the ACE Center, is to drop in and actually see it with your own eyes and see how you can get involved. And also, if you are someone that's practicing their Christianity, this is an awesome place to do it in, because it's right there. The Holy Spirit is very active, with people's recovery. We really encourage a spiritual recovery. We don't necessarily say you have to be a Christian, but I'm just saying that we really encourage that spirituality, and we want people, there that have this Christianity figured out, and they're going to role model what it means to be a good Christian in society. So we need people in the hallways doing that, and that's really important. The role modeling, the people eyeball to eyeball is really where the transformation happens. Those relationships are so important, because what is the opposite of addiction? A lot of people say recovery, right? I think before recovery, there's connection. So that's what we always want to do, is connect people to some hope, to other people that would care about them. Right. So again, Linda Williams is in Georgetown. Beverly Hitch is in Seaford. What we did is we reorganized a little bit, and we have 2 site supervisors. And then we have, Linda will vouch for me on this, we have an incredible team of peers. Because have you noticed that the ACE Peer Resource Center is in the name, Peer Resource?
Yeah.
So peers is really the uniqueness of our program, is that we rely on the peers to do most of the heavy lifting. Because
peers being people who have been there,
yes,
been through it,
the lived experience, yes. And these are folks that are in solid recovery, and that's really the heavy lift of our day. Is because how can Linda and I have eyeball to eyeball conversations with 50 people at once?
Right.
It's impossible.
Right.
So that's what separates us, I think, from other types of programs. Not that we're better or worse, but we're just different. We have a different, unique approach. So.
Folks, you're watching Jim Martin from the ACE Center. I always like hearing what's going on. You keep going with those phrases and slogans that you make up, because they mean something. Call them at 858-8556. That's 858-8556. And on Facebook, Helping Homeless. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We are on the Weller Does Delmarva program, and here is Jim Weller talking about Community Bank coming up in just a moment, right? Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Facebook Live.
All right, we'll do that. We'll talk about Facebook Live, and we'll continue in just a moment, right after this.
Howdy, everybody. It's me again, and doggone it, I've got a doggone good idea for you with some doggone good prizes. It's a contest. Our friends at Community Bank Delaware, with 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth, have come up with a doggone cute contest, all right? So all you do is bring your dog into one of their locations, have his picture, his or her, have their picture taken, and then you're entered into the contest. And you say, well, what do I win, Jim? Here's what you're going to win. If your dog is the lucky winner, you're going to win a $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. Then your dog will be used in a press release in the Cape Gazette. And on top of that, the bank is going to make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your dog's name. So get your dog and go on into Community Bank Delaware, Lewis, or Rehoboth and get the picture taken. And listen, when is the announcement? The announcement is going to be on Friday morning, October 27th, during the Dan Gaffney Show on Delaware 1059. So get in there, get your dog's picture taken, get entered. Maybe you'll be the lucky winner. $150 gift certificate to a local pet store. The dog will be in a press release, and on top of that, they're going to also make a donation to the Grassroots Animal Rescue in your pet's name. Community Bank Delaware, 2 locations, Lewis and Rehoboth. Phone number 226 3333. Get on in there, doggone it, and get your dog's picture taken and enter this contest. Other than that, I'm going to turn the show back over to Dan, and thank you for tuning in. See ya. Bye.
Good morning, 921. We are live here at Smith's Cafe in Seaford, and we're checking in with Brooks from Weller's Utility Trailers. Time to let Brooks tell you everything they offer and some of the other things he'd like to spotlight at Weller's, right?
I totally missed what you just said.
Oh, I'm just introducing you to do a Weller's commercial. Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville. You offer a lot of things, and I'm just going to kind of let you go with it.
Sure. Well, we've talked about a lot of things this morning, so I'll move on to the next topic, and that will be carports. If you're looking for something to protect your investments, I actually did a little video on Facebook yesterday.
For carports?
Yeah, talking about protecting your investments. Had a picture of a boat. A nice car.
Okay.
We can't really pick when nature happens. So you mean hail? I mean, I don't know. I know we don't get that a lot here, but acorns, that's sap.
Right.
Snow. There's a lot of
acorns,
things. Yes.
Sap, snow.
That's more
They'll
like
fall inside the boat and on top of the second car and all that, right?
Absolutely. So, or just the rain. You want to be able to get out of your car and not worry about getting soaking wet with the rain.
Yeah.
A carport is a nice setup if you don't have a garage. And we have them, a wide range of them, big, small. You have a camper. I know they're real big with campers. We can get them tall enough to go over your camper.
Yeah,
RV.
over the RV and
Yep.
stuff. Yeah, okay.
We can get, as small as a 12 by 21, which would be a single car carport. And a 2 as wide as, I know we have a couple at our location there that are 30 by 60. We have one that's just kind of basically like a roof and sides. And then we have another one that we fully enclosed. Has 5 10 by 10 garage doors. They framed it out for a 12 by 12 garage door on the one end, a walk-in door, a couple of windows. It's also got skylights. So if you don't want to have to worry about putting electricity in it to get light in there, they have skylight panels that they can put in these carports to actually get some light in there. They also have what's called it's like a felt type stuff called drip stop. And with metal, with hot and cold, the temperatures, you can get condensation a lot of times on the inside of the carports. So that drip stop causes that condensation not to happen. So, if you're worried about, condensation and dripping on the vehicle inside of this, that's a way to stop that. So there's just a wide variety of options. They got 13 different colors you can pick from. And you can, you don't have to go, I want blue, but I'd rather have, white trim and I'm patriotic, so I'd really like to have a row of red, a row of white, a row of blue. We can get that accomplished for you. So as long as they have the colors on their chart, we can get it accomplished.
Right. Listen, this is all at Weller's Utility Trailers. You have display units up there, right? What do you have on the lot to see? I mean, it's just a small portion of what you can do, but you have a few there, right?
Absolutely. We have a 12 by 21. I'm sorry, no, it's an 18 by 21
okay.
In stock there to look at. We have another 18 by 21 that's a little taller with an A-frame roof with vertical metal on the top. And what that basically does, normally the carport would run side to side. With the vertical roof, they turn the panels vertical, which allows the grooves and everything to run vertical. So it allows for the rainwater to go off of it quicker. It allows for the snow to fall off of it quicker. Involves a little more framing, but that's an option. We also have a couple there that are tall with the sides coming down for like RVs, so you can take a look at that. We have a 2-car garage there with a couple of windows and a door to get to give you a visual on that. And then of course we have the 2 big buildings I was just talking about.
All right. Weller's Utility Trailers at wellers.com, and that is the rundown on carports. Could you talk to me a little bit about gazebos?
Sure.
These are very popular, and you have them, right?
Yep. The gazebos that we sell, we get from our shed company. And we have one there available to look at. It's an octagon shape, but we have many shapes that we can get in that. You can get it oval, rectangular. You can get it in vinyl. You can get it in wood. You can get them screened in. You can get them with electric. There's also what's called a double roof, which is exactly what it sounds like. It has a roof, and then it has a roof on top of a roof. Just it's a look. It looks very nice.
Right.
Get them with cupolas. Get them set up with wiring. Obviously, you got to do more wiring once you get it to put whatever you want to put in there, but they can have at least a service on it. So there's just a wide variety, different colors. I don't know if I said that already, but we do have one there that you can look at, and then you can ask for anybody there. Brandon seems to be the expert, if you will, on all things from our shed company, but any of us can help you out. And we can kind of go through all the options. They have different railings and stuff that you can get. They have just like a regular square railing. They have one that's called a Madison, which is just different, a different look. So we can definitely fix you up.
All right. Weller's Utility Trailers, Brooks Ritter, thank you. Open today until 1.
That's correct.
And then through the week, 9 to 5.
That's correct.
All right. Weller's on Route 13 in Bridgeville. Can't miss it. Big electronic sign. You'll see all the trailers sitting on a couple of sides of the road. There's like a road off of 13 that goes into Bridgeville, and they got trailers over there, and they're out on the point there as well.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of places to park. We have a parking lot. If you take that road off into Bridgeville, once you come up with the building on your left side, there's a parking lot there. But we have an older building out front that has some stones and stuff out there. You could park out in that vicinity.
Right.
I've had people pull off of the highway. There's a little pull off in front of the building out there. So just find a place to park and come on into the big building and see us.
All right. Coming up in the next half hour from the Delaware State Parks, Mr. Ray Bivens will be here. They're having an event called the Boo-Barbecue. It's like a barbecue for Halloween, and we're going to talk about that and everything Delaware State Parks, which is one of my favorite topics and favorite things. We've come to the time of the program where we give you a trivia question, guys. You ready? This is according to a survey. The most boring sport to watch on television. I have the top 3 answers on the board, everybody. The most boring sport to watch on television. And I have the blue mic. I'm going to pass that around here this morning and ask everyone. I'll ask you to guess first since you're already on mic, Brooks. Most boring sport to watch on TV. You can play along at home.
Well, I would have said before I got into the sport, golf.
All right.
Yes.
So you would have said golf?
Well, I'll go with golf, but I actually enjoy it now, but I would think most people might say golf.
All right. I will let you know if that's in the top 3 or if it's number 1 in just a minute. Yes. Next guess.
I'm going to say curling.
Curling, like in the Olympics, the weights on ice. All right, pass the microphone. Let's see if you can tell. We're passing it along just to random crew members and staff members here at Smith's Cafe.
Water polo.
Water polo. And what is your guess? Most boring sport?
Golf, golf, and golf.
All right, the actual answer, number 3, most boring sport, golf. You're correct and made the top 3. Number 2, canoeing. I don't know if they show canoeing on television. Maybe they do here on My Cozy. I don't know. The canoeing channel. Is there such a thing?
Oh, I don't think so.
The number 1 answer, the most boring sport to watch on television, fishing. Fishing was the next answer. All right, listen, you want something to do today, you can go out to the 5th annual Georgetown Breast Cancer Awareness Car and Motorcycle Show. It's going on all day at 16 Mile Brewery. We have a live hookup here with Dennis Winsenreed. Dennis, hello. Tell us what's happening there in Georgetown.
Good morning, Dan. How are you this morning?
Doing great. Give us a rundown of what's happening.
It's hard to hear you, but just wanted to let
Well, we can see him.
They started coming in very early morning. We've got the cars, got fire trucks, we've got motorcycles, tractors. The music's already playing. The food's being served. Quite a bit going on, and we're almost full with cars. Come on out and enjoy. We've got, let's see, I'd say well over 125 cars already, and they're coming in steadily, so we're doing good. I thank you very much. And coming up later on, we've got the live auction. Harry Gant will be here somewhere in the neighborhood at 10 o'clock, signing some autographs. And later on this evening, we're going to have live music.
Very cool.
So that'll be going on quite a bit. It'll be a bonfire. It'll be a great day for all. Please come out and say hello. And we're all going pink.
Hey, look, Dennis, thank you very much. I don't know if you caught all that, but that was Dennis out there checking in via Facebook. There he is. Thank you, Dennis. Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Look at all the cars in the background. He was just telling us about how many are there. That looks like a heck of a show, and it's going on all day. It's just getting started. It's actually registration until noon if you have a car. So there are more vehicles going to that event. You saw all the cars in the background.
That's a lot of cars.
Yeah, wasn't that a lot?
Yeah.
And it's only 30 minutes into registration.
Oh, wow.
But they're going to keep going till noon. Car and motorcycle show, and they have, I believe, antique tractors out there too. There's a registration form. Yep, they have motorcycle, tractor, cars of all different types. They have a DJ there, door prizes, goodie bags, a live auction with Dave Wilson today, evening concert tonight with Glass Onion. So it really is going on all day, and it is for breast cancer awareness. And it's at 16 Mile Brewery on South Bedford Street in Georgetown. Good to have Dennis here. That was a cool event, and I'm glad he could check in. I'm also glad that Colin Walls is here from Walls Service Center in Milford. That was cool to see that.
That was cool. That was a lot of cars.
I don't know, how the audio was coming in for folks watching on TV, but it eventually got...
It sounded good.
Yeah, it was up there, and I was having trouble hearing here, but I'll tell you what, in the background, all those cars already.
Amazing,
It's a lot of stuff to see. And they're all laid out and displayed with the hood open and the doors open, There's a good place to sell a few car haulers.
Right. Brooks.
Right. Brooks is like, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Brooks is going over there with a stack of business cards.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Not doing a hard sell or anything, just going to pass out business cards. All right, Colin.
Hey,
good to talk
good morning.
to you.
Wall Service Center.
Yes, sir.
Wall
Tell us
Service Center,
about it.
downtown Milford. So if you've got an old car like that, we do work on some of those. We don't do a lot on them, but we mostly
we do custom exhaust, don't you?
We do custom exhaust, yep. But we mostly do service on your everyday car. The workhorse, the one you just get out and drive every day, and you just want to go out and start it up, and you want it to start. So that's what we can do, and that brings me to thinking about your battery. Let us check your battery, and that's something you're actually going to get absolutely free when we do a service on your car. So just a regular oil change service. We're going to get it in. We're going to check it out. We're going to go over everything, check all your fluids, checking your belts, your hoses, lots of different things. We've actually got a big checklist that we fill out, and we go through all of it, and then we're going to give you a copy at the end. And it's not to sell you on anything or give you a hard sell. We just want you to know what your car needs done, if anything needs to be done, and if you've got anything coming up. So we're going to look at your brakes and let you know, is it coming up, that you're going to need some brakes here soon, or even belts or hoses. So it's just kind of information for you to let you know where your car stands right now, and do you need any service coming up. So give us a call, 422-8110, wallservicecenter.com on the web. Stop in. We're at 220 Northeast Front Street, downtown Milford, and check out downtown Milford while you're there.
All right. We can tell that Colin is from Walls. He's wearing his Car Care Federated
Car Care hat.
Federated Car Care, one of the 50 different Federated Car Care hats that you might own.
That's right. And they're all camouflage, but they're just a different section of the
No, you have
of the
different
camouflage pattern. No, I do. But
yes.
Hey, check out. Let's look for my little 3-minute infomercial during the Dan Gaffney Show on WRDE.
Yeah.
So
very good. Weekday mornings, 5:30 till 7. Ray Bivens coming up next. We're going to get him on the guest seat here. Thank you so much. Ray Bivens, Director, Delaware State Parks. We'll find out. He's on his way now, actually. We're going to bring him on the air and find out a little bit about the Delaware State Parks. It's really great to have him here. He has a very busy day, but also has taken time to come by and join us here on My Cozy TV. Dan Gaffney with you in for Jim Weller, and here is Mr. Ray Bivens coming right up to the microphone live with us. That's how it works. Ray, good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning. And I think I have the title right. You're a director of the Delaware State Parks, right?
That's correct.
Okay, good to talk to you. Now, lots of super parks that people need to explore are up and down our state. How many official state parks are there?
We have 15 state parks and over 30 nature preserves. So most of you have known the state parks, Trap Pond, Killins, Delaware Seashore, Fenwick.
Yeah.
It's the nature preserves of the
Cape Henlopen.
Cape Henlopen. The nature preserves are a little less known, like Thompson Island, Burton's Island, some of the different ones throughout the state that they might only have a small parking lot for 5 or 6 vehicles, and it's a more intimate kind of experience.
But you can go there and
Absolutely.
visit them, right?
Yep.
So don't forget about them when you're out and about and getting out to walk and explore nature and see everything the best of Delaware, right?
And one of the best chances this weekend, we have guided hikes on Sunday of Thompson Island and Burton Island. I think Thompson's at 11 o'clock, Burton's Island's at 2 o'clock, and all that information's on our webpage, destateparks.com.
All right, let's talk about the Boobacue. You have a little flyer there. I want to take one of these and hold it up for the camera here to see. Look at that. There it is, Boobacue, which is boo as in ghosts, right? So tell me about this event that's going on at the Seashore State Park, Delaware Seashore State Park.
Yeah, so I've been told it's the largest barbecue festival, one of the largest, east of the Mississippi. We have over 82 teams competing from states as far away as New York and North Carolina. And I was there last night sampling some of their wares and some of the best barbecue I've ever had in my life.
Is that right?
As well as some local competitors, like Bethany Blues is set up there competing in the contest, and they're taking it seriously.
That's tough competition.
Yes.
Right? I mean, they're like you say, they take it seriously. These are like there's a sanctioned official barbecue club or whatever. Right?
So you have to win one of these local competitions to get an invitation to the Jack Daniels National. And it's the only way you can get to that is to win a local competition, which we're that for Delaware.
Okay, very cool. So that's going to be great. And it is happening, all this weekend, today, tomorrow?
Today's the second day. There's a 5K and walk over the Indian River Bridge starting at 11 o'clock. There's our surf tag sale at 2:30. We have 2 live bands, Funk Shoe, and from 6 to 9 tonight, it's Lowercase Blues.
Wow.
There's rides for kids. There's
That's a big
great
deal.
food to sample. And then my favorite's to walk through and see the rigs that these are mostly amateurs, but you would never guess by what they're hauling with them in barbecue equipment.
And another place for our friends from Wellers to go down and maybe sell another trailer. Wow, I'm all over. I'm like selling them for you. I'm selling them for you, Brooks.
Just remember the name Brooks.
You brought some tags, low-digit surf tags. What do you have for me? Let's talk about what you have.
So the whole reason for the event is it's a fundraiser.
Porcelain license plate.
Yes, so it's a fundraiser for our Children in Nature efforts.
It's a 4-digit tag I'm holding.
And we're here in Seaford. Our endowment that this money goes into is actually named after John and Linda Hollis, well-known Seaford folks that fundraise for a lot of different causes. So one of the highlights of today is a matching pair. You'd be one of the only, so you could have the surf tag for the front of your vehicle and the black and white 4-digit tag for the back of your vehicle.
Yeah, beautiful porcelain made by the Historic Plate Company up in Newark. This is the 6898. Beautiful 4-digit, 6898, and then the matching surf tag. Oh, how cool.
So that comes as a pair. At 2:30, the auction starts today. We have Representative Dave Wilson donating his time to help with the auction. And then we have some of the last single digits and some very high demand. So I brought with me
Dave
plate
Wilson's
number
a
6.
busy guy today.
Yeah,
he's
3 auctions that I know of.
He's got 3 charity auctions. All right, listen, let's put these down. I'll give you these. That's a cool set, man. Really.
And then we're going to have some other hot numbers that people have been interested in. Number 6, number 10, number 13, I believe number 999. I know people like repeating numbers.
Look at this. This is surf tag number 6. That's a lowest digit you've got today, right?
And this all goes back to Representative Atkins passed a bill probably about 5 years ago creating this program. And the great thing about it, all the money benefits Delaware State Parks.
And you've made money on this.
We've made over $500,000 on this program.
It was a good idea that John had. He knew the Delaware passion for license plates and thought, and also the passion to have surf tags and to enjoy the surf fishing. So he thought the two would go together, and that was a good idea. Glad he did that.
Absolutely.
But you are too. So what do you use the money for? What kind of, I mean, there's probably things you have to pay for and do that we can't even imagine in the state parks.
So we have one of the largest lifeguards staffs in state parks.
Okay.
So certainly we've been making some improvements to our lifeguards programs. We've been improving the air stations for surf fishing. The first year this started, we had a major project underway. We were trying to renovate the Cape Henlopen Fishing Pier. We put some money towards that. So it's been a big help in that respect.
The air stations are literally to let air in and out of your tires.
Yep, when you come off the beach to refill so you're not wearing your tires out prematurely, to get it right there. And we've souped a lot of those up so that it's not just one person you're waiting to get off the beach.
All right, that's cool. Enhancing it for the people who paid to have the service to go out there. That's that's pretty good. What are some of the most underused, in your opinion, features of a state park in Delaware? And you say, man, this is such a good thing, and not a lot of people know about this, or they don't go here enough. Just in your opinion.
I would say one of those parks is Holt's Landing. It's off the beaten path. It's a great park once you get out there and discover it. It's got some fantastic trails, a little crabbing pier. People might pinch me the next time they see me. I think they like it that way.
They like it secret.
It's not one of those that gets overrun like a Cape Henlopen.
Right. Very nice. I love all the state parks. And for those who want to venture north, into Newcastle County or Kent County, you ought to consider taking little day trips to those parks as well. And if you get a park pass, you can do that.
It covers all those parks, absolutely. And your surf tag covers that as well.
Oh, cool.
It also is your entrance pass to all the state parks.
What are some of the Newcastle County, if people do want to travel north, what state parks will we see there?
Some of our favorites, you got Brandywine Creek State Park, that you're about 2 miles from Interstate 95, but you feel like you're in the middle of this wilderness. It's a large estate, great woods, fantastic canoeing. White Clay Creek State Park is one of our largest state parks. It's right up from the UAD campus. It has the most trails in our entire system.
How about that?
And then Bellevue, which is right off 95, has historic...
That's the one near 202, or it's past there?
Well, there's Blue Ball Barns right on 202 in Alapocus. Bellevue's a little farther up. Just as you're leaving the city, it's on the right. You actually see it from 95. Historic DuPont Barns, great trails, a lot of history to that park. Equestrian, you can see some of the horses are in sight. Fantastic events, concerts on a regular basis.
Right, all right. So there are a lot of things. You go to the website, the Delaware State Parks website, and learn more. So again, to remind you, you got to go to this Boobacue today. That's fun. The Delaware State Park. Tell us again, just to remind us, what's happening, the hours for today.
Kicks off today at 11 o'clock, the run, food. It's $5 a person for anyone over 12 years old. Great event. Do you have time for me to tell you a funny story?
I love it, yes.
So I'm checking into the American Zoo and Aquarium conference. I had a red-eye flight, and I showed up in Indianapolis at 5 in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there trying to get a room. They had a problem with my room. I finally got it worked out. They wouldn't give me the government rate, and I insisted that I get the cheaper rate to try to save money. And lo and behold, I turn around, and who's checking out at 5 in the morning?
Yes.
Jim Weller.
Jim Weller?
Yes. I guess it was the world's largest trailer show.
And a zoological show or something.
Yeah, there was merging of two worlds there. So he was very cheerful for 5 in the morning. I was probably not quite so
Inquiring
cheerful.
minds want to know, is Delaware State Parks, are you getting a zoo?
We have a zoo. We have the Brandywine Zoo as part of our state park system.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So
I've been to the Brandywine Zoo. It's a very small, fun little place to go.
Great small zoo. We have red pandas, Andean condors, river otters, young kids. It's a fantastic. This weekend's actually Boo at the Zoo, where you can go through and trick or treat, and kids can come in costume.
See, I got it. Boo BQ at the beach and Boo at the zoo. Fun stuff. All right. Now, that's a neat little area there. It's on the Brandywine, and the river is there, and a cool place to park, and there's some history there, some cool history.
And for folks looking forward, the things that's going to be exciting for Sussex County, we've partnered with Winter Wonderfest for the light show that comes through Cape Henlopen. A lot of people came through that last year. This year, there's going to be a full-blown ice skating ring, real ice, at the ferry terminal, and it's going to be open 6 days a week.
That's great.
So you can go skating mid-November all the way through January 1st, anytime you want outside.
That was an awesome event. If you did not go last year, please go this year. I think it's going to be even bigger.
They 40% more lights, and I believe they raised over $100,000 for Sussex County charities. So that's the best part of the event.
Yeah, and it is a drive through the Cape and Lopin State Park with all these great light displays that you stay in your car to see, and then you get out and skate. I get it. Yeah, fun stuff. Well, Ray, you stay busy. I mean, of all the things state government does, I think we can appreciate pretty easily the Delaware State Parks.
Oh, I appreciate that,
Right.
and we have a great team of people, and our volunteers just make our parks. We see over the equivalent of almost 100 full-time staff in our volunteer hours. People do all sorts of work for us.
Have a good day today. The Boobacue is a sanctioned event, and it's at the Delaware Seashore State Park right at the Indian River Inlet Bridge today. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ray Bivens, Delaware State Parks Director, coming in and joining us here on My Cozy TV. Great to talk with you throughout Sussex County, and also those folks in Maryland that want to take the drive over. I think you're going to love it. We appreciate Ray Bivens coming by here today on My Cozy TV and on Facebook for those who are watching. We have Brooks here. Brooks is, before we get to Smith's Cafe, we're going to do a little special probably about Smith's.
Oh, yeah.
Learn a little bit about what they're offering. But first of all, let's find out about Weller's Utility Trailers. Now, I gave you two great... I mean, when you start thinking about, I'm not in the trailer business, but when you start thinking about all the people that have trailers,
Oh, yeah.
these collector car people, the collector motorcycle people,
Oh, yeah.
the barbecue enthusiasts, how about all the trailer use?
Oh, there's just endless possibilities to what you can use trailers for. I mean, that's just a couple. And you saw how many cars were there. Those cars had to get there somehow.
Right.
And I know a lot of car people aren't crazy about driving their really nice car to the car shows.
Right.
They'd rather trail it there and only have to pull it out of the trailer and into the spot versus, having the chance of road grime and dirt and dust and stones and all that good stuff.
Right. So any other words about Weller's?
Well, they're open. Come on out. We're there till 1 o'clock today. So come on in and take a look. And if there's something we can do to get you in a trailer or a carport, a shed, let us know and we'll see what we can do to accomplish it.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, we are live at Smith's Cafe. Smith's Cafe in the Delmarva Teen Challenge thrift store, which is a giant store. It used to be a full-service grocery store here, Route 13 in the northbound lane. And we've reached that time of the day when we've been raving about Smith's all morning. We want you to come by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But we've reached that time of the day when our friend from Smith's comes over here. Hello, sir. Tell everyone your name.
Dean Cooper.
Yeah, Dean. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you.
So you decided to bring something very special over here, I can tell.
This is two of our sandwiches that we serve, and they're some of our top sellers. One's our roast beef melt. It's got Swiss cheese.
I want to show this on camera.
Beef round.
This is roast beef melt.
This one here has got, we put two different horseradishes on it. We got a regular horseradish, then we got a peppercorn horseradish on it.
Two different horseradish?
On this one.
Look at that.
And then we got our Reuben.
Hey.
We got a Reuben.
Now there's a sandwich. That's right, favorite sandwich.
Reuben.
They can't make. Don't make these at home. Not like this.
We get our corned beef. We get it right from Kirby Holloway.
Oh, really?
Yep, local corned beef. We get
it looks beautiful.
Sauerkraut, Thousand dressing, Swiss cheese. There's also both of them are served with pickles and chips, or you can get a soup with it.
Oh,
yep.
Let's talk about some of those soups.
Yes, I'm not sure exactly what soups we're having today. I know it's Maryland crab today. I think today's llamas and dumplings.
That's all right. We're not going to hold you to it. You do make these homemade soups all the time, different kinds.
Oh, yeah. They're back there on the stove right now cooking.
Right.
Every day, fresh every day.
Well, who came up with this idea of two different horseradishes? I want to get back to that.
Usually we just put one on it.
Yeah.
But sometimes we get customers, they want extra, so we put a peppercorn on there. The peppercorn horseradish, what we also use for our prime rib. When people get prime rib, they want horseradish on the side. We use peppercorn. So it's got a real nice little bite to it.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
I am really impressed with you guys. I've been here. This is my third time coming in for Jim, and impressive. I'm liking what I see out here.
Oh yeah, everything's made fresh. We don't take it buy it store bought, heat it up. We go ahead and cook everything ourselves.
Right on.
Everything's homemade.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
As always, we're going to taste that.
Oh yeah.
When it's time.
Oh yeah.
Not going to do it on camera. I don't think we can do it on camera. when you've got Thousand Island dressing on something, I don't know if doing that on camera is the right way to go.
That might be great TV.
Yeah. Well, how long can you talk about Wellers? Because I might just tear into one of these right now.
Actually, I think Katie's going to come talk.
Is she? All right.
Yeah.
Let's get Katie over here. Katie, we're going to put her right next to the Reuben. See how she holds up. Yeah, you're going to go ahead. Clear those, please. That has 2 kinds of horseradish on it. The roast beef.
Spicy.
2 kinds of horseradish. Not 1, but 2. Katie, hello. Here's Katie from Wellers. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
Good. What do you do at Wellers?
I do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
It's like my part-time job. So full-time, I work for Meals on Wheels.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what are we talking about here today?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice. Well,
she doesn't have to talk about Wellers.
What's that?
She doesn't have to talk about
I can't
Wellers.
I can talk about Meals on Wheels?
We can talk about anything.
Let's talk about Meals on Wheels. There's a charity we have not talked about in a while. Tell people what Meals on Wheels does.
We are located in Lewis, and we serve the Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey area, and we serve hot meals Monday through Friday.
Yeah, and volunteers drive them around.
Absolutely, and I'm the volunteer coordinator, so that's my bag. That's what I do.
All right. So, what do you need? What are your needs with volunteers?
We always need volunteer drivers. Our volunteers are primarily driving for us. So we do an early morning delivery. We have a partnership with Sodell. They prepare our meals.
They're the ones who make it. Okay.
They are. I'm at the kitchen every morning. So
where is the kitchen?
It's at Fish On at 5 Points.
Wow. So they use that kitchen early in the morning.
They do. They don't have a lunch service, so that's what they do.
Oh my goodness.
They actually put in a little appendage on there, a little appendage kitchen, and that's where they prepare the meals.
Wow, for Meals on Wheels. So the people come by there, get a freshly prepared meal.
Yes.
And off it goes to how many different people?
We serve between like 185 to 200 people a day.
Wow. Seniors.
Seniors, yep. Or actually, it's kind of our lines are being a little bit blurred because we have the demographics are changing, a lot of mental health issues. A lot of people who might, like, say if somebody has cerebral palsy and they receive an SSI disability, we would serve them.
And so volunteer drivers are the ones who load up, have a route,
absolutely,
and off they go to deliver the meals.
Mm-hmm. We have everything all made out, like logistic-wise, like where they would be going, and so it's very easy. They come in, they have a route, and they go.
Right. And I have heard from people who volunteer with Meals on Wheels that sometimes this is one of the more important contacts a day that some of the people that receive meals have.
Absolutely. We have about 10% of our clientele that is, I mean, if they don't see us and receive a meal from us, they are not seeing anybody. They are not having any contact or any new food or nutrition coming into their home. So it's a small percentage, but you think in a small area that we live at, and if you're looking at 20 people, that are that destitute, it makes a big difference.
And I know from previous radio announcements, they usually have a backup meal or an emergency meal that is in the freezer or something.
It's funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was at the office alone, which doesn't typically happen, and then 3 pallets arrived, 3,500 pounds of emergency meals, and I was there by myself. So we just figured out a way to get them in, and so we have them. They're like MREs.
Yeah, and so that's the MRE. It's not really a frozen thing.
No. We deliver frozen meals on Fridays, so if somebody needed meals through the weekend, they have those.
Oh, that's great. Meals on Wheels.
Yes,
it's a neat program.
It is, absolutely.
All right, so and you always need volunteer drivers.
We do.
So keep that in mind.
Yes, always.
How can people learn more about that?
Oh, they can call our office or they can reach out to me through the show. You can reach the office Monday through Friday. It's 302-645-7449. Right. And we're actually at the 55 Plus Expo today. So if you're there, stop by.
Yeah, that's at Cape and Lopin High School. 55 Plus Expo. Dry Zone is there. Meals on Wheels, right?
Absolutely. It's a big, they're almost at capacity, I think.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, Kevin Short is coming up. We're going to finish up with Kevin, who is, off camera, enjoying some of the Smith's generous donations so we can taste test these sandwiches. And I saw you over there enjoying a pickle.
Yes, I was.
It was very exciting. Kevin Short is here. Kevin from Mid-South Audio. How was breakfast, by the way?
Breakfast was great.
Right.
The food here is just...
I know.
Fabulous.
I know.
This is a great restaurant.
You know the Smiths folks, right? You're a Georgetown guy.
I do. I've been I've been going to church with the Smiths since I was 5 years old.
Is that right?
So, yeah.
You've seen him grow. Now we have Smith's Cafe here in Seaford in the Delmarva Teen Challenge. What else did you want to cover today? We've talked
Back
about
in their original restaurant,
Yeah.
Dwayne used to wait on me.
Dwayne Smith did.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was a great waiter.
Yeah, he was. I'm sure it would be.
He's a great preacher now.
Yeah.
So
Very attentive. He can take your order, then preach.
Yeah,
Same
there you
time.
go. Yeah. Table preaching. That's a new thing. Yeah. You were
He'd
talking about
like that.
street preaching.
Yeah, he'd like that.
Table preaching.
He would
Yeah.
like that. I'm sure if he gave him that opportunity, he would do it.
Exactly.
Because I've had him preach at me over the table, at a table, many times at lunch. So we want to tell you about Mid-South Audio, one of Jim's sponsors. Kevin Short is the owner of that business. It's a recording studio. They do rental of gear. They do any place, even any restaurant, any commercial facility, church, libraries, schools, anything that businesses you need sound displayed or heard or things illuminated, you're it. Complete production.
Any audio, video, lighting needs, staging, anything like that, just give us a call, and we would love to help you. I'm sure there's some way we can work. In fact, we're there today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's one of your jobs too.
We have the staging and the audio and the lighting in there. Yeah.
Wow.
That's we did their inaugural event. We've been there every year.
Okay, wow. See, the big events like that where they need a stage, they got a live band that's going to play, and they need lighting, and they don't. This
they have
is what
Lowercase Blues tonight too, closing that event, which is going to be a really good show.
They're good, huh?
They're very good.
Mid-South Audio. So another thing, since you have a recording studio, you and you're a musician yourself and singer, and you probably are familiar with most bands that are playing locally.
We are, yes, a great deal. We either see them in the studio or see them out at events.
Right.
So, yeah, there's occasionally we get surprised. Somebody comes up and we say, we never heard of these guys before. But even in those cases, we find out that, we really did know the keyboard player, or we knew the drummer, So, yeah, I mean, what's the Farmer's Mac line? We've seen a thing or two. Because it's
Look,
29 years.
Another thing,
a while.
Look, recitals.
That's right.
Awards ceremonies, anything where you need lighting and sound and all that.
Ribbon cuttings. We do a lot of those.
Really?
Yeah, because they're usually in places where there's no power.
Yeah.
It's usually a blank, empty lot, and
right.
and they'll have it could be 50 or 75 people that come to a ribbon cutting.
Right,
so we'll
with
get a call.
dignitaries, and you want it to look right for the photography and the
We can
event.
bring in a small portable generator, portable PA, or even a battery-operated PA if it doesn't have to cover a lot of people.
Yeah.
Weddings on the beach. Don't necessarily have to call us for that one, but we do a lot of them.
We do, right. Here you go.
There's usually brides involved.
I think Brooks has a
weddings.
question.
So, okay.
Jim wanted to know how you got the job at the barbecue.
The BBQ.
Actually, Terry McGee called me and wanted me to donate a sound system for the tag auction. And
the one that Jim went to and bought all the tags?
Well, I don't know. This was the first year, and I agreed to do it. And then somehow they thought because they were going to have a donated sound system for the auction, that the bands that they were bringing in could use it, and it could use that same beat. It's like, whoa, this is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
So then
That's why you call Kevin. He knows the difference.
And then we figured all that out, and we've been doing it ever since. So.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Short.
Thank you.
Everybody. Mid-South Audio. Go to their website, midsouthaudeo.com. And 856-6993, I think is the right number if I wrote it down.
That's it. You're exactly
856-6993. Listen, thank you so much for watching. Look, I want to thank Jim Weller and his entire team and crew for having me fill in these times when Jim is on vacation. I've enjoyed it. Thanks to Smith's Cafe for having the Weller Does Delmarva show out here live. And thanks to the folks at My Cozy TV and Delaware 10592 for having the show. Until next week, so long, everybody.